Yo, what's going on? Welcome to Cleave to Antiquity. My name is Ben, and today I got a wild show for you. Some crazy things going on in the Orthoverse. We got Jay Dyer on Tucker Carlson. Tucker Carlson absolutely making the Protestants crash out. James White crashing out. Timu Danzig crashing out. All sorts of people just like losing their minds all over X. It's been absolutely insane to watch for the last 24 hours. The responses have been crazy, but I gotta admit, I've been having a lot of fun on X, just going back and forth and watching some of their kind of cope responses has been entertaining. I'm also going to be covering the Latinizers. They're back again, making their wild claims. Some of them are leaking DMs, stirring up drama, all this sort of stuff. So I'm going to be doing a deep dive into the Latinizer subculture, some of their discords, the YouTube to Discord subversion funnel. We're also going to be highlighting a pretty big name Latinizer, which I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with, but maybe aren't so aware of his role in all of this behind the scenes. I'm going to bring all the receipts today and just walk through this entire situation. So this is going to be super interesting. Alex Sorin's going to be joining the show in just a little bit here, but we'll be breaking all this stuff down. If I have some time, I'm going to dive also into just a couple of pieces of information with this Muslim situation. I guess, what's his face? What's that dude's name? The Orthodox Muslim debated Matt Slick. Good grief, dude. Matt Slick needs to retire. These evangelical dudes that do debates, nobody's ever winning them. They just assert things, scream at you to read your Bible, and then never make a point and then get dominated. And then the Muslims are like, woo, look, we beat this evangelical guy. Matt Slick needs to retire. I mean, look, he did the Carm thing, but he is just not a good debater. If you watched his debate with Bryce, he was just like, you just need to read it. You just need to read it. Yeah, read the scriptures. Exactly. Trying to think who Timu Danzig would be. The Razorfist guy. This dude, he's absolutely crashing out, dude. Check this out. So I make this post on X saying that we're going live, right? And the Razorfist Lutheran dude, let me see, where's my post here? Okay, I think I got it. All right, so I tagged the guy in it because I saw that he made a response to Jay's video on X. And he's in the thumbnail here. It's this dude right here. He's got the black and white. I mean, he does look like just like a Timu Danzig. Does he? Mother. There he is right there. So he replies to it. He says, what does he say? He says, you're spotlighting me, making a reply to a tweet to leech off of my name. My name is Timu Danzig. You can't be leeching off of me. Don't you understand that? I'll be singing, Mother, do you want to find hell with me? Do you want to be a Lutheran? Do you want to be a Lutheran? Yeah, that's Timu Danzig. Or Razorfist. He says, describing that as you're being deceptive, describing it as panic. You're desperate for views or insincere or both. Either way, your downward spiral into self-parody is noted. It's over. I'm spiraling downwards. I'm parodying myself. Yeah, I don't know, dude. Yeah, wish Danzig. Mother, tell your children not to walk my way. Where was the other thing that he posted? He posted something to Alex. Let me see if I find it real quick. Okay, here you go. So Alex posted this, said people like Razorfist will argue literally anything except the substance of the points at issue. Now, I invited this guy to come on the show. I said, dude, if you want to defend your points, because this guy's a Lutheran. He's like an LCMS Lutheran. Now, I guess he doesn't really do theology stuff. I mean, maybe he does like every now and then. He's more like a political commentator. But lately, he's been getting like, he's like doing like lectures on sola fide in his room with like candles lit and stuff. Like, he's like, it's all black and white. He uses the weird filter on his face to look like Danzig. He's like, don't you understand?
sola fide, sola scripturis. This is apostolic. Don't you get this? I'm Danzig. What's up, Al?
What's up?
Welcome. Welcome to the show. I was talking about Razorfist, that dude, the Timu Danzig guy.
Can't believe it, dude.
So, mother, you want to be a Lutheran? I mean, dude, yeah, he was replying to you here. So you said people like Razorfist will argue literally anything except the substance of the pointed issue. What argument was made? You just want to siphon views off of my name. You've
literally the first time I've ever tagged this person in anything.
I know, for real, dude. Like people just mentioning you is siphoning views, I guess. Come on the show and talk, dude. I don't care, man. But not gonna lie, I did initially tag this guy because I know he's a crash out. So if he wants to, if he wants to come and chat, feel free. I mean, his take on the whole, it was just basically him, James White. Who else did? Who else responded to it? A bunch of people. I mean, the Captive Dreamer dude, all the Protslop accounts all over X were crashing out over the nominalism thing, which I thought was an excellent point, by the way, by Jay on that interview with Tucker. So
Absolutely.
for those of you that are tuning in, there was a portion of this discussion here. I think I clipped it actually, or maybe I think there's actually a clip here. Let me pull it up real quick. But there was a discussion on Tucker where Jay was on there kind of highlighting how Luther had to incorporate bits and pieces of nominalism into his theology, basically to make his system coherent. And now, granted, he's not saying that, oh, well, it's like a 1-for-1, like Luther explicitly claimed to be a nominalist. That's not the claim here. The claim is that he had to incorporate elements of nominalism into his philosophical worldview so that he could make his system make sense. This was the only way it was possible. Lutheran scholars will admit this. Razorfist, if you want to come and talk. Lutheran scholars will admit this. Other Protestants will admit this. But apparently not the Protslop accounts on X. They just want to crash out and say, oh, look at what Dyer he likes to make things up. And then they put no argument forth.
Yeah. It's just outrage, incredulity. It's just like, can you believe what he said? Wow. Can you believe that he said that? I can't believe it, man. How could he say such a thing? Wow.
Yeah, contribute something, dude. Contribute something. Yeah, whoa, dude. When I'm in a lying contest and my opponent is Jay Dyer, okay, how? Show me.
It's also like Jay is the worst person to try to do that with because he will have his citations like at the ready. Like that's one of the things with Jay is that none of his ideas really are original. Like the synthesis, I think, might be, but he's citing scholars like nonstop. He's like, no, I didn't make this up. There's like more people believe this than just me.
Mm-hmm. Razorfist politics are Sean Hannity plus Lindsey Graham, but with excessive use of curse words. Ooh, epitome of safe edgy. He's a massive goober. Good grief. Is he? I'm going to be honest. I don't follow the guy that much. I see his posts when they come up and he's yapping about Lutheranism. What are his politics? Is he like what is he into? Is he like a Zioslop guy? He's like Lindsey Graham. He's Sean Hannity and Lindsey Graham. Is he a Zioslop guy? I don't know. He doesn't strike me as that. Thanks for the Q&A last week. I went to my first Divine Liturgy last Sunday. Hey, very based.
Nice.
Appreciate what you guys do for guidance and showing the truth. I intend to keep going every Sunday. Awesome, dude.
Glory to God.
I'm going to try to do another clergy Q&A in August. So I want to keep doing them as a panel, though. I like having multiple priests on to get the back and forth there. That seems to be pretty interesting. Okay, yeah, he's more. That's what he strikes me as. More like a Buchanan fanboy. He strikes me like Stone Choir. You know what I mean? That's more what he doesn't strike me as a Lindsey Graham type. He strikes me more as like fashy LARPer, right?
Yeah, definitely. And I'm not too familiar with his political stuff, but I mean, he's not doesn't strike me as like just out of the establishment enough, but still considered establishment. You know, he's like trying to maybe push the edges, but like not actually making any significant change.
Yeah. He primarily covered video games for years. Okay. No, comparing Razorfist to Buchanan is a huge insult to Buchanan. Nice. I'd appreciate your prayers for my priest, Father Nectarios, who is retiring after 36 years. Wow, at our parish. He's headed to St. Tikhon's Monastery.
Wow.
God bless this faithful man of God. Oh, I like the stream too. Absolutely. We will pray for him. God bless you, dude. Went to Divine Liturgy for the first time. Plan on going again. W's.
Let's
In the
go.
chat, dude. We got
Yeah.
20 people coming to Divine Liturgy for the first time, bro. It's amazing. Glory to God, dude. What was your background, Corbin? Let me know in the chat, and I'll pull that up. But let's get back into the discussion here. This was Jay Dyer. So he's going on Tucker Carlson. First off, massive moment here. It's not just like it's an Orthodox guy going on a major podcast. It's an Orthodox guy going on a major podcast to talk about Orthodoxy.
Right.
Like millions of people are going to see this. I mean, 1 million has already seen it on X. It's about 500,000 on YouTube already, day one. If I'm not mistaken, I believe the Father Stephen DeYoung interview had like 1.5 million views or something. It was at like 500,000 after day one too. So I'm sure this interview is going to break. Yeah, it's going to break 1 million, dude. So glory to God, 1 million people are going to be exposed to the truth of Orthodoxy and the deficiencies of Protestantism. And this is where the Prots start raging. They're freaking out over this very seamless claim here from Jay, talking about how medieval philosophy, nominalism, created modern troon ideology. Because basically, if you're familiar with what nominalism is, it's that, basically nothing has an essence, nothing has nature. It's just basically whatever you name it is what it is. So you name yourself like a man, and guess what? Hey, then you're a man. You know what I mean? Like, hey, these things kind of fit together. So let's watch the clip, and then we'll react to some of the crash out. So again, just a couple of things on this. Jay's not claiming that Luther claimed to be a nominalist. This is like I don't understand. This is like aggressive misunderstanding. I think it's just maybe because it gets views on X or impressions or engagement or whatever.
Yeah.
But all the Prots are like, Luther never claimed to be a nominalist. He actually fought back against some nominalist claims. Yeah, but he still borrowed from their worldview. He still borrowed from their philosophy to set up his own worldview here. This is something
I don't even see that as something that's controversial. Like, it's so crazy that they're fighting against that, right? It's like that famous quote that you're just, dung covered in white,
Yep.
It's like nothing changes. That's literally nominalism.
Yeah, poop covered in snow. Absolutely. Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, what you say is so true. I don't understand why this is even being debated, because this is known by almost every single scholar out there. Anybody who's thought about this seriously has known this. I mean, you can review Oxford studies on nominalism in Luther's theological work. I mean, this is literally everywhere. Oxford is covering this. Other academic sources are covering this. If you want to read the studies, you can go read them for yourself. It's plain to like literally anyone who's serious, but there's such a disconnect between the apologetics world and the world of academia. There's such a disconnect, especially in Protestantism. Like,
they are way behind. They are so behind. It's not like, I think it was maybe Perry who was mentioning this on Twitter, where he was like, look, the Reformation was kind of premised on this idea that there's going to be a retrieval of like some beautiful theology from like this golden pre-Chalcedonian era. They're going to go and retrieve this theology and bring it back. And that's just, we see that that's not the case. Like, the more we learn about justification and like dikaiosine and what these terms mean actually in that culture in the 1st and 2nd century milieu. And like, I had Dr. Matthew Thomas on, who like, this is one of his areas of expertise, and he was talking about the reception of Paul's work in the 2nd century. Like, how did the earliest Christians understand what Paul was saying? It is not what Luther and Calvin and Zwingli and the Reformers were saying. It was, shocker, it was like a Mesopotamian, like that Middle Near Eastern, like Judah, Palestine, 1st century understanding that like Semitic people would have in the sense of a gift, which is like when you get a gift, like a gift of grace from somebody, there's some reciprocation that's expected and involved in that. And just the way they use these terms, it totally invalidates the entire Protestant project, really, because this retrieval just doesn't exist. Like, it's not there. And you see this in academia and why Protestant scholars are like softening up on this in the last like 100 years or so.
Yeah. Well, it's wild because they'll go against their own scholars. Oftentimes they will go back, and this is why they have to do the aggressive misunderstanding. Because if they were to be charitable, if they were to actually look at what the scholarship states, even the modern scholarship, we're not even talking about like early Christian authors. We're not even talking about church fathers at this point. We're talking about what your own Protestant scholars are saying about Luther's works, dude. They are admitting, yes, he did borrow from nominalism to compile his worldview. And the claim is that he's going back and he's retrieving this from some earlier source. Even if you were to discard that part of the claim, your own scholars are saying, yes, he did actually borrow from nominalist philosophy, even though he simultaneously bashed it at certain points, certain aspects, certain entailments of that view he would bash. But he still borrowed bits and pieces of this. Yet people want to crash out because they realize the implication of an Orthodox guy, major Orthodox figure, Jay Dyer, popping up on one of the biggest podcasts, pretty much one of the biggest podcasts out there right now, and letting everybody know what's up. Look, this is what your own scholars believe. This is devastating. And you don't have to be super high IQ to understand or follow this argument. That's why they're freaking out, because they know most of the people that watch that are going to come away from that saying, oh, maybe I do need to examine some things about my worldview. But let me dive into, so Jay actually did a response to this, but before I pull that up, let me look at some of the responses from the prots. So we've got these guys here. This is Jordan Cooper. He says, oh no, I'm stuck answering this foolishness again, aren't I? There are several things that led to contemporary progressive views of gender, and I'm unsure any of them have much to do with the Reformation. So he's like, look, Jordan Cooper is one of these guys that does like Lutheran polemics, apologetics, so on and so forth. He will.
Jordan Pooper. Can't believe it.
Jordan Pooper. Jordan Pooper, why would you betray us, dude? Come on. I thought we were buddies. I thought we were buddies. But this guy, I mean, granted, he won't ever come and do any kind of discussion with any Orthodox guy.
Won't do any debates. Well, I think he did one and he kind of got smoked, right? Isn't that what happened?
Who did he debate? I don't remember.
I thought some Catholic, like Jimmy Aiken or something. I don't know. I could be wrong.
Did he? He might have. I don't know. I never saw it. But he's definitely never had a conversation with any notable Orthodox guy. I mean, if he wants to discuss this, I'm sure Jay would do a discussion. I'm sure you would do a discussion with him, you know. But these guys,
I would be nice too. I'd put on the kid gloves. You know, I had a debate with that Lutheran pastor, Pastor Evans, on Modern Day Debates.
Oh yeah,
very nice guy, very winsome, not a debater.
Right.
You know, but other like that, the comments on that are like, this is the most like productive, calm debate I've seen ever. Like Pastor Evan even seemed open to maybe like reconsidering some things in his worldview.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I think you're gonna have to take that approach with a lot of these guys, because if you press too hard, none of them are gonna want to talk to you, especially individuals like this. But the point that I'm making here is Jordan. He'll make these claims and he'll kind of obfuscate without offering anything to contribute towards the discussion. So it's just okay, I'm going to make this post. I'm going to make something that sounds incredulous while also ignoring the actual substance of the discussion here, which is that Luther actually did incorporate nominalism into his worldview, which is widely known. I mean, this is discussed in scholarly circles quite often. So this is the text actually that Jay was citing from. This is The Harvest of Medieval Theology. This is by Heiko Oberman, Lutheran theologian and scholar. You can literally pick this up yourself. The entire thesis of the book is talking about how Luther ties in nominalist philosophy into his theological views. This is the entire purpose of this book, The Harvest of Medieval Theology.
It's a little complicated, but it is like the text on this issue. It's mentioned in Justitia Dei as well, although in not as much detail.
Which that text in and of itself makes some pretty massive concessions.
Yeah.
Like sola fide is not found in the first, 1,500 years? Was that the claim? 1,500?
Yeah.
That's wild, dude. So we have more Cope here. Captive Dreamer, what are we doing here? Which, by the way, this same dude, he's like a GOP shill. He's like a Trump apologist. He is like a pro-Protestant nationalism guy. Very odd set of views here. But he's like sharing the dissident Barbie stuff, saying that like orthodoxy's rise is like Russia, like colluding and like infiltrating America. Russia is trying to make America more Russian by like bringing orthodoxy or whatever. So he's just trying to counter signal however he can. So he takes the timestamps of the last half of the discussion where they're talking about geopolitics stuff. And he's like, what are we doing here? Who else was crashing out on this? Oh, here you go. Here's Razorfist here. Here's Timu Danzig. So he replies to this post by Defiant Ghost. It's talking about the nominalism clip. He says, not only is that not what nominalism is, it is the exact opposite of what Luther believed. Rome at the time of the Reformation was imbibing in all manner of bizarre metaphysical subjectivism, which is part of what infuriated Luther.
Imbibing.
Whoa. He excoriated the church.
Excoriated, wow.
For deferring to Plato and Socrates rather than the word. The word. That's his entire premise in Babylonian Captivity of the Church. So you've got Timu Danzig crashing out over this. He says, not only is that not, that is what nominalism is, dude. What do you think it is? Does he offer a definition?
If it's not that, then what is it?
Yeah, it's just nothing. It doesn't exist. It doesn't exist.
The comments mentioning the bubble pipe. It's whenever Jordan Pooper comes up that's what kind of spurs me on.
Yeah, you start feeling scholarly.
Suddenly, yes. I want to start mentioning writers like Chesterton and Tolkien and Lewis.
There you go. So, yeah, I mean, I don't understand. They all make posts like this, but they don't offer any substance ever, even when pressed. Like, you asked him, like, flat out, like, can you provide some substance? The guy was like oh,
please.
I ratioed you. Oh. I ratioed you. Okay, great. Do you have an argument? Like, put forth anything.
Like, I don't know if this is, they're coping so hard and I should, like, be empathetic to them, or, like, they're actually struggling working through these ideas. Like, that's one thing. I'd be like empathetic to that. But there are some things that I see like, oh, these people, these are not thinking people. Like, they're not thinking through it. They're refusing to think through these ideas. And it's like, okay, well, why are you commenting on something you know nothing about? Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, exactly. Like, stick to your GOP politics thing. Stick to your I'm an edgy politics guy screaming into the microphone. It doesn't work in theological debate. I don't know if you realize that. Theology debate is like the epitome of intellectual discourse. Okay. Politics, you could just be an edgy guy, drop whatever, you want to like say a slur on stream, like Razorfist can get a bunch of views off of that. You can't do that kind of stuff and not offer any substance and do theological discourse. So this is why you have people who have, I mean, relatively big platforms. They talk a big game, but they never want to come and discuss, and they never want to provide any substance. It's all obfuscation. And this is what you get from dudes like this. This is exactly it. That's not what nominalism is. Tell me what it is. I sent him an invite if he wants to come and discuss this, but he won't. I guarantee you. It's just not going to happen.
They won't. They won't, because they will lose.
Yeah.
And they, like, as a man especially, you should want your ideas to be tested, because that's how you make sure they're right, and if they're bad, then you can make them better. But like, these are cowardly people, and it's really sad, because you have that list of people that will not enter the kingdom, and I think this Revelation 21, and the cowardly are on there. So like, yeah, they can piety signal all they want, and counter signal all they want, talk so much smack about orthodoxy, never be held to account for it. I mean, there will be a day when they are held to account for it. So, I mean, better to put your money where your mouth is now than at the final judgment, I'd say.
Yeah, well, hopefully the guy actually looks for the truth.
Yeah.
I think sometimes having your beliefs tested can push you in that direction. I don't know this guy that well. So far, what I've seen is kind of soy. I don't know, man. But anyway, so he says, I don't know that's not nominalism. You're lying. It's the exact opposite of what Luther believed. No, dude, that's exactly what he believed. What do you mean? He pieced together pieces of nominalism. The claim is not that he said, yes, I am a nominalist. It's that he borrowed pieces of this philosophy, this philosophical worldview, to piece together his own theological views. This is the claim. This is what scholars will actually back up. I've already shown you. If you want to check this out, you can check out the studies on this. There are multiple studies. There's actually a more recent study than this. This one is from 2017. There's another one from Oxford that is literally still ongoing that you can read the notes on. Let me see if I can find that real quick. Luther, nominalism, Oxford. There's a recent one, 2026 study where they're going back into it. Let me see if we can find that. Hold on one second.
You know, the more I look at that tweet, though, from him, the more my blood pressure goes up, because, like, really, he's not saying anything, actually. It's like, that's not what nominalism is. And then his second point, I don't know if you want to switch tabs real quick while you're looking for the other thing. The second point was something like, there were many different philosophies going on. Yeah, at the time of the Reformation, Rome was imbibing in all manner of bizarre metaphysical subjectivism. So, point one, that's not what nominalism is. Point two, there are many views in Roman Catholicism at the time of the Reformation. Point three, Luther excoriated the church for deferring to Plato and Socrates rather than so Luther said that they're relying too much on philosophy. What does any of this have to do with nominalism?
Right.
Literally, they're just saying words. They're not even making an argument. This is like the same thing I saw with Eric Ibarra. These people think that, like, just by spewing facts, that they're gonna they like look smart or something. They're not actually engaging with any ideas. These are pseudo intellectuals. They don't even know what they're talking about. But by using some like fancy, by pulling out as the thesaurus, maybe he can trick a few people into following him. But like these are not smart people. These people just say things. They're not even related to the point at issue. Like, how are you going to talk about something you don't even know what the point at issue is?
His argument is literally that Luther didn't like philosophy. That's the argument. That's the argument.
He doesn't even say that, though. Like, I mean, I get that's what he's trying to say. But what he actually says is a bunch of words that are not even relevant, right? It's like he excoriated the church for deferring to Plato and Socrates. So Martin Luther was very familiar with philosophy at the time. He was very well read on Aquinas, on Augustine. He was an Augustinian monk.
Mm-hmm. Here's another study here. This one's a little bit older, but just to show you, I mean, there's tons and tons and tons of not only Protestant scholarship on this, but also secular scholarship through Oxford on this. Luther, as a late medieval theologian, is positive and negative use of nominalism and realism. So he uses it in both senses, right? So like I said, he'll disparage it out of one side of his mouth, but then he'll also borrow some of the same terminology and forms to argue for his own views. And this is the argument that Jay is putting forth. People are just saying, Luther never claimed to be a nominalist. That's not the argument. You guys need to, like, I don't know. You got to put
more thinking, just a little more thinking. That's it.
Yes, you got to put your critical thinking hats on. Let me play this. So this was from today's stream. This is Jay discussing some of this crash out on X from the Protestants and what he was saying on the Tucker podcast.
So Heiko Oberman is a famous Lutheran scholar, and he wrote a book called Harvest of Medieval Theology.
He's talking about Martin Luther King. Nice.
It's about late medieval nominalism, and it's tracing the influence from William of Ockham and Gabriel Biel, B-I-E-L, to Martin Luther. And This is not that crazy of a theory. This is not, it's pretty well known. So they're all acting like I said Martin Luther caused trans people because of nominalism, which is so retarded because that's not what I said. And if you watch the whole interview, it's covering within the first hour, 2,000 years of church history. You're going to make sweeping statements in 2,000 years of church history. You can't footnote every fucking statement in a 2-hour podcast, you idiots.
You didn't provide the proper sourcing for.
Yeah, well, that's why you're not on Tucker, because you're a dork and you're going to always be in some small, tiny pocket with no audience and no relevance because you don't actually understand how to communicate to people. When I give sweeping statements like that, I usually have a book in mind, and this is the book that I had in mind when I said Protestantism with Luther is invariably influenced by nominalism. This is not even disputable because of his doctrine of justification.
Yep.
I'm not saying that Martin Luther was a trans dude. Martin Luther didn't even conceive of this, obviously. But when you remove the idea of things having essences, and that's what nominalism did, individuals are just individual objects or subjects. They don't have any common quality or trait that unites them. There's no metaphysic that makes them kind of the same thing, other than they're just part of an individual class of things. When you get rid of essences, then it's only a couple steps away from, well, then what are they? Oh, they're social constructs. Oh, well, then in that case, I can socially construct a new identity. That obviously logically follows. That's why I cited Terence McKenna, who talks about magical thinking. So
now we all know Martin Luther was just a Discord mod trying to groom people into being troons. That's all it is. This is
Troons
how you
and
get on
furries.
Doctor, you know.
Troons and furries.
Good grief. Yeah, I mean, what a mess. You know, you've got the prots crashing out over this, claiming things that were never argued. Oh, Martin Luther wasn't a troon. Martin Luther didn't claim to be a nominalist. No, duh. Like, I don't know, man. Maybe this is just X. This is just the X platform is like driving me insane. But it's so funny just to see, no matter what is said, it's like people just aggressively misunderstand. I'm pretty sure it's on purpose. I'm like, because they can't defend their views. This is why none of them will ever come and discuss. But they'll just aggressively misrepresent on X. What are your thoughts?
I was gonna say they'll do that too. They'll never talk to Jay. They won't even talk to you or me. Like, I mean, again, it's just them trying to talk to their audience and, you know, just trying to say something, but it's not even relevant because they don't understand the issues.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because they'll claim that they they can you know, interpret the scripture so well. They don't need any authoritative body to do so. But then again, they can't even read a tweet.
They can't even read a tweet.
They can't watch a Tucker interview and come away with the actual information. What makes them think that they can authoritatively interpret the scriptures when they can't even understand what you're saying when you're speaking directly to them?
Listen, Ben, nobody will tell them what to do. They are sovereign citizens. They're going to do whatever they want. They don't want anybody with authority over them. But I think Jay did say something right, that these people, they don't know how to communicate.
Mm-hmm.
It's true. They don't know.
Exactly. Iron Giant Man says, glory to God, our parish was built 2 years ago. In that time span, we've grown to the size where we've had to have a second priest assigned, and talks about expanding our fellowship hall to accommodate all the new people. Glory to God.
Glory to God.
Dude, we're seeing such explosive growth in the Orthodox Church lately. I tell you what, every single Sunday I get visitors to our church, or we'll get inquirers, and I always hang out at the coffee hour, and they'll walk up to me. This last Sunday, I had 2 guys walk up to me, and they were like, hey, I know you from the internet. I'm like, yeah. My wife is like, I got to get better at talking to these people, because I'm like, yeah, you probably do. Like, you know, that's nice. That's cool. You like YouTube?
Otherwise, it's gonna be just you. Yeah.
It's so weird. So I'm like, I have to come up with better responses. So she was just saying, like, I got to be like, thank you so much for being a fan of the show. Like, you know, so I got to change my approach. So I apologize if you're one of those people that came up and said hi to me. And I was just kind of like, oh yeah, do you like YouTube? Like, YouTube is nice. Like, forgive me for being retarded.
I'm kind of a niche e-celeb, you know. I went to a parish recently in Michigan, St. Mark's Parish, and I think like every Sunday those guys have a new catechumen or something. Like they're a really great community out there. And it's true. Wherever you go, it's just explosive growth, like new catechumens
Right.
very frequently.
I said hi to Cleve once. He drop kicked me and took my money. Sorry, dude. It's just a reaction, bro. It's just a reaction. I do too much jujitsu, bro. Dude, differences aside, Razorfist is awesome. Yeah, he loves metal. That's part of why he's awesome. Well, he's the Timu Danzig.
I love metal too.
Yeah, dude, that's right. We can bond. We can bond. We can sing. We'll go out to do karaoke together. Razorfist and me. We'll do like a live stream karaoke sing off, doing Danzig covers. Jordan Pooper, Joshua Pooping, petition to call Lutherans Putherans. Martin Pooper,
The Putherans.
Yeah, Martin Pooper and his nominalism, dude. Oh, what did I call Pope Respecter? I called him Poop Respecter earlier today.
Poop Respecter, yeah.
It's just we're so mature on this show, dude.
Dude, that guy was so desperate he'd bite his own nose off just to spite his face. Honestly,
Dude, it's wild. Well, let me
they hate ortho bros so much that, like they will do whatever it takes.
So I posted this. I said, Poop Respecter is so mad his son became Orthodox. He'll debunk his own theology to own the ortho bros. Other Paul claimed honor passes through icons to demons, but it's impossible for honor to pass through icons to Christ. By the way, absolutely insane argument. Like
he also said it's just fine to wipe your butt with the pages of the Bible.
It's just nuts.
The concessions he made in that debate I thought were shocking, and the people just glossed right over them.
So the dude is defending other Paul, basically arguing against icon veneration being apostolic. This guy's a Roman Catholic. Okay. Bro got cooked by other Paul. Dude, this was like posted an hour ago at the time of the screenshot. Only 12 people liked it because they knew it was wrong. They're like, dude, no way. Other Paul lost horrifically. So I called this out.
Nobody agrees with him. Yeah.
No, dude, it's insane. The guy's like, so the reason Pope Respecter is so upset is because his son is Orthodox. Anytime I pointed this out, by the way, the last time I pointed this out, he crashed out. He deleted the entire post that I commented on, so he would hope people wouldn't see it. So here you go. This is a screenshot. He literally deleted the post I responded to so that his audience wouldn't see my response. Meanwhile, Pope Respecter, guy who's crashing out because his son became Orthodox, also won't debate Jay Dyer. All right. And then immediately, look at what he called me. He says, it's fake. My profile's private. You are a PDF file.
Just crashes out. Instant crash.
Immediate. Dude, if you're trying to convince people that's not the case, that is not the way to do it. When Luigi brought this up like a year ago, you know what? He was like, you're doxing me. That's what Pope Respecter says. He's like, you're doxing me.
That's not usually the reaction you have when it's false. Usually the first reaction you have is, that's false. That's
exactly.
Not, why are you giving out my private information?
Yeah, exactly. Dude, it's wild. Yeah, you're a PDF
Hey, your son's
file.
Orthodox. Stop giving out my private information.
Good grief, dude. Yeah, absolutely. You're a liar, but you're doxing me, but you're a liar. How does this make sense, dude? It's insane, bro. Yeah. Cleve calls someone Poop Respecter. He goes insane. Why are they so easy to just like, I mean,
they're so insecure, dude. It's like,
my goodness.
say it with the nominalism thing. Jay's like, hey, you're kind of nominalist. And they're like, no.
Dude.
Like, if it wasn't true, you wouldn't get so worked up about it. Like,
exactly. You
just such big babies.
Just tag Razorfist, put him in a thumbnail, immediate major crash out. Oh my goodness, bro. These guys are so funny. Twitter, I have too much fun on Twitter. I gotta stop. Having way too much fun. But anyway, and it's funny, he's like, you're a PDF file going after people, you're like adult son. Like, what do you mean, dude? Like, this is just It's so wild. It also
weird.
goes to show like how far they're willing to go to just lie about crap and paint narratives in very odd ways. But that's Pope Respecter's entire shtick, though, is him doing like the tu quoque, like anybody points out anything about Roman Catholicism, my response is to ignore the substance of the critique, and I'm just going to post like El Pitaforos or something. Like that's the entire page.
It's just low tier slop. It's so bad. It's like you realize we have different systems. We're not centralized around one person.
Yeah. I deleted my ex and my fate. Probably wise, dude. Facebook is like mental illness simulator. You'll speed run going insane on Facebook, bro. Even the Orthodox pages on Facebook are like complete boomer slop, horrible. Don't do it. It's not worth your time. Saying the rise of Orthodoxy is a Russian ruse shows the ignorance. So many people I know who convert didn't even go to a Russian Orthodox church. Yeah, exactly. Well, they don't know the difference. They think we're all we're all under the same patriarch or something. I don't know. Like we have a pope.
Oh no, Metropolitan Saba, what a subversive. Like he's literally the nicest man, like a holy man. And like this is the guy that's like they're saying, like, I mean, he is kind of leading the charge, right? In the Antiochian diocese with patristic Nectar and Father Stephen. Like they're the guys kind of leading the charge on this, like not Procor.
Absolutely. They're literally invoking nominalism by negating Jay's definition without offering an objective one. Yeah.
It's a good point, Anthony.
It's just names. It's just names, dude. It's just names, dude. Here, hold on. This person says, where's the dude? Like, you guys get worked up at Latinizers for saying EO affirm original guilt. If it's not true, why get worked up? We're not getting worked up. We just refute their nonsense, dude. We come with the substance. We don't come just crashing out, dude. That makes no sense. Bring the actual substance, bro.
You can't blame us. It's a little frustrating when we say like over and over again, hey, your sample size of like the Holy Fathers is like literally a 300-year period. What about the first 1,000 years? Just gonna like totally ignore that, and they have like no substantive response at all.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we're my entire quote mine is only of the Russian saints during the Latin captivity. That's it. That's literally it. And you want to go earlier than that, you're going to have to do that and compare them with people during the time of the Latin captivity. And that's really all they do. But people, the problem with the Latinizer movement is people that are inquiring into Orthodoxy, they have no idea about any of this. So they're super able to be influenced by them, and they're being catechized on Discord by these subversives. That's the problem. So we're going to highlight some of that today. I've got a bunch of receipts I'm going to show you. We'll be discussing the Latinizer movement, their Discords, the YouTube to Discord pipeline. We're going to discuss SIG. We're going to discuss all this kind of stuff. And his claims that he made on your show, by the way, Alex, where he said, I didn't make a video saying that they were all heretics. That was a lie.
Turns out he did.
Yeah, exactly.
Turns out he did. He lied. And he admitted that he's a sectarian, and then he lied, and then he admitted it again on Twitter.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Miko also did.
It's wild, dude. Protestantism and papism inherently actively decay and ruin society. Heresy is so dangerous. Orthodoxy elevates civilization to beauty and stability. Very true. Very true. It's all fun and games. Yelling from the dugouts, I dare you to charge the mounts.
They won't. Don't worry. They never will. That's what we are. It's so mind-blowing to me that like we are the ones like begging them for a substantive discussion and let's even have a formal debate so that way I can make my points, you can make your points, I can ask my questions, you can ask your questions without interruption, and we can like get it done. We'll do an open discussion at the end so that way, we can have some dialogue. Let's just do it very formally, right? They run like hell, dude. They run like the devil. They will never agree to like fair terms, equal speaking time. I ask my questions, you ask your questions. They will never do that because they're insecure. And I think that deep down, they know that they are wrong.
Mm-hmm. Julian the Penitent says, I think SIG is just stuck in the middle. No, see, this is the problem. You guys don't know this stuff. That's why we got to do the show. That's why we got to highlight it, because You'll see when I show the clips, I'm going to show you he's literally the guy that taught Miko. Miko, the furry Latinizer, that is the guy that taught him.
They have the same views.
Yeah, it's wild, bro. We're going to dive into this. He doesn't necessarily advertise it. He doesn't like the term Latinizer. But you'll see when we get further into the stream exactly what I'm talking about. I'll bring all the receipts. People were very upset when I highlighted this the first time. I wasn't going to talk about it publicly. I was kind of wrestling back and forth with it. Should I discuss it? But you know what? The more I think about it, the more people are going to be tricked if people don't know that he's engaging in this type of stuff. So it's actually kind of important that we do highlight it. So we'll dive into it. Prots are like, men are men and women are women. They turn around and say sinners are classed as righteous. So why can't a man classify as a woman again?
Yeah, politically, they're like very conservative and they have like some of the right things in order. But then you start talking about theology and you realize they're just outright relativists.
Yeah. Hey, Cleve, asking for prayers for my brother. He's now a catechumen in the Greek Orthodox Church. Glory to God. Hoping he sticks with it. God bless you, brother. Hey, God bless you.
Glory to God.
Don't believe in purgatory, but I do believe in spurgatory after X today. The purifying fires of the replies will bring all into the church. All will sniff W incense. So true.
W.
Spam those W incense in the chat there.
Oh, yeah.
It's not just Oberman that says Luther and the Reformation were influenced by nominalism. Gillespie and McGrath also argue it. Did my philosophy course paper on the subject.
Yeah. This is like not a controversial view.
Right. Even their objection to nominalist accusation is nominalist. They never called themselves. Yeah, exactly. Dude, they don't realize it's so baked into their like
their
foundation.
mind. Yeah.
It's so wild, bro.
They can't stop.
It's insane. All right, so we've discussed that stuff there. I do want to dive in since it's coming up. Let's just go ahead and dive into the Latinizer situation. So for those of you that are unfamiliar, a lot of people got upset when I highlighted this, but there was a gentleman that DM'd me a little while ago. This is why I responded at first. A gentleman that DM'd me a while ago, and he leaked the DM. I just said, sig no bueno, Latinizer. This guy sends it out to a bunch of different Discords and leaks the DMs. Miko, the furry, who is like the most pernicious Latinizer on the entire platform, says that Jesus was literally damned to hell. Said the Father damned the Son, believes in an imputed guilt, PSA, teaches all this kind of stuff. This guy shares and highlights this, okay, this leaked DM or whatever. I don't really care. I want to go public with this information because people deserve to know who's teaching what. And if they won't come out and say they're actively subverting people, well, then we might as well go ahead and discuss it anyway. So this is what we're going to do. I'm going to pull through one of the recent X spaces that Sig did. And I'm going to show you, not only is he defending penal substitutionary atonement, he is literally the guy that taught Miko his theology. Miko, if you don't know this, was literally one of the head mods in Sig's Discord server. His Discord server is called what? The Community. And I think it's actually highlighted in this little clip I put together here, but we'll take a look at this. So first off, here's a clip of Sig defending Miko's furry fixation, claiming it's not sinful. The reason he's defending him, by the way, is because he's his like head mod. He's one of the head mods in his server. So here's Jerome, otherwise known as Sig on YouTube. Let's take a look at this.
Miko, there is no.
And there's Miko, by the way. This is him on Discord. This is a screenshot somebody took of the server. His caption here literally says, when she tilts her head and wags her tail. This guy's literally lusting after dogs. Okay. This is the guy that this dude is defending here.
Evidence that suggests that Miko has ever masturbated to this kind of stuff. The question therefore remains.
By the way, if you have kids, turn this off. If you have kids, turn this off. I'm giving you a warning. Turn this off if you have kids for the next 5 minutes. Okay.
Is posting pictures of sort of like humanoid animals a sin?
Guy is literally retweeting furry adult media artists. Look at this. Miko reposted. Here's this person's account. The pinned post on this dude's account is literally adult media.
It's not a sin. At the most, it's a reaction. At the most.
It's not a sin, he says. Being a furry is not a sin. Posting this kind of stuff is not a sin, according to this gentleman here.
Miko,
one more time.
there is no evidence that suggests that Miko has ever masturbated to this kind of stuff. The question therefore remains, is posting pictures of sort of like humanoid animals a sin? It's not a sin. At the moment, it's a derogatory action.
So first off, this is the dude that he's defending here. So he's defending Miko the Furry, who's the most pernicious Latinizer on the X platform. Miko also runs his own Discord server where he tries to subvert people. He presents himself as some kind of an authority. Even the structure of his own Discord server, this like Saint Christopher, which is the dog head icon. Okay. So he's making it like this is a furry thing. Okay. It's got like subsections in the Discord for like furry art and all this other stuff. But he says like, this is what we believe. Basically, like he's starting his own sect. Okay. If you were to go and look at the Discord server there. Now, this is a different server Jerome runs, which is called the Community. Miko, as you can see here in this screenshot here, he's an executive there. Okay. This is a deacon guy, which is unfortunate. But look, he's literally one of the head mods in this server here. Now, after this was called out, granted, he removed these rights from this guy because he was getting too much flack. But he still defends him. So he goes up in this other live stream here. And I'm going to highlight exactly what he said regarding what he taught this gentleman. So here you go. All right, so let's highlight this. I'm going to pull this up. You guys need to know this. This is uncomfortable to talk about, but you guys got to know. Look, I don't want to hide this stuff from you. I don't want people to be deceived. I don't want people to be led astray. So we have to highlight it. So this is from June 26, 2026. This was a call-in stream that he did discussing his views on penal substitutionary atonement, the Latinizer movement, of which he's a part of, furries, and orthodoxy. Okay, so check it out. Sig admits he taught Miko Latinizer theology. Check this out.
Oh, thanks. I've seen all these arguments from Miko against others and the other way around on PSA. I didn't follow all of it closely, but would you say Miko agrees with you on PSA, or is he close to a Protestant understanding? Miko agrees with me specifically on PSA. So
Miko agrees with me specifically on PSA, meaning he has the exact beliefs Miko has on penal substitutionary atonement. Why does he say it this way? Because he taught the guy this stuff. Jerome brings these people into his Discord server and teaches them this Latinizer theology.
if you look at his content, he will post things that...
And here are a couple little screenshots of some of Miko's posts on penal substitutionary atonement. I think Christ satisfied the Father's wrath against humanity. His punishment was due to sin, due to sinners in order to avert it from us. No, we don't disagree with the Protestants. We agree with the Protestants on penal substitution. So he literally holds the Protestant Calvinist view on penal substitution.
Basically just agree with me. I'm just a bit more good-natured.
I'm just a bit more good-natured when I discuss it, is what Jerome says. So in other words, he believes the same thing. He's just not as harsh as Miko. He tries to offer some nuance so people can swallow the bitter pill.
Right.
Okay. Now let's look at the next citation.
When it comes to I try to be a bit more good-natured when it comes to demonstrating what the Orthodox...
Okay, so he tries to be a little more good-natured when discussing penal substitutionary atonement and these other concepts. Miko says Christ can be said to be damned and that he received the punishment due to the damned, so he was damned to hell. Okay. When I say the man is guilty of original sin, I mean that man naturally merits all the punishment Adam received for his personal sin. So it's a personal sin that is imputed onto the person's account. So he's literally teaching inherited guilt, imputation of guilt, personal guilt, not natural guilt, personal guilt. And Sig is saying, I agree with this dude. This dude actually agrees with me, my beliefs on this. So you guys need to know this. You need to have a little bit of discernment. That's why I'm highlighting this. Any thoughts on this, Alex?
Oh, I mean, I think it's really important, and I don't know much about their background, especially education-wise, but it seems to me like they're coming with a Western view ahead of time, and some like academic, scholarly, view ahead of time, and they're trying to squeeze that through certain confessions and call these things orthodox when like those very confessions and catechisms themselves are they have a very spotty reception in the church. Like these are not on the same level as the creed or the dogmas of the 7 ecumenical councils. Like these are things that have a very critical reception in the church. And if you want to get into that at some point, I have some things I could bring up too. But it's just it's very strange. I haven't really seen Jerome deny this anywhere, and I think that's like one of the biggest red flags for me is like, if this was not true, wouldn't the first thing you say, like, hey, I heard some people saying some things about me, by the way, this is not true. It's like, no, he goes into the live and like the first thing you hear him say is, well, yes, Miko believes in this and we believe the exact same thing.
Right. Well, we have this here. This was a post from Jerome laying it out explicitly. I mean, no, he does. This is his whole thing. He does push PSA. He tries to do the same thing Eric Ibarra does, where he tries to say it's just like a range of beliefs or whatever, like Eric Ibarra did in his book. So Jerome says, in contemporary academic theology, penal substitutionary atonement is best understood as a family of basically different models, rather than one narrow late Reformation package. Even though in the articulation of this issue, it's literally just Calvinistic PSA, the Father damned the Son, so on and so forth.
But again, this is more obfuscation. Like, what do you believe? What are you teaching? Like, why are you talking about, like, in contemporary academic theology, what do you believe? Like,
correct.
It's so, like, they're such a scammers. Like, why are you hiding?
Yes.
Like, when I see these text walls, whether it's from a Roman Catholic or I guess Latinizers now too, I just say, okay, what are you trying to hide behind all of these words? You know, just be a man and say what you believe. You know, have some gravitas, some gusto, some force. But no, they're just running around like little bugs.
Well, I think what the issue is these guys know the Orthodox Church doesn't teach this. They know the Orthodox Church doesn't actually teach this. They quote mine a very specific segment of people during the Latin captivity. Only the Russians during the time of the Latin captivity are the people that they'll cite. Okay. They'll cite like, anyway, this is what they'll do. They know the church pushes back against this. This is why people like this will say, look, I am hyper nuanced when I discuss this particular topic. The reason is because if you come flat out and you say, I believe in penal substitutionary atonement, you know the Orthodox Church doesn't teach us. They're going to push back on it. They're going to push back on what you're claiming. But that's why he over nuances it. Even in the discussion that he had on the X Space, he refused to outright say, this is what I believe, ABC 123. He was saying, well, Calvinists, when they talk about penal substitutionary atonement, or he even says when the fathers discuss penal substitutionary atonement, he won't ever say what I believe. But here's the clip. You really want to nail him down on what he believes? He literally says, Miko agrees with me on penal substitutionary atonement. The guy that literally says Christ can be said to be damned. He received the punishment due to the damned. Man naturally merits all the punishment Adam received for his personal sin. So it's a personal imputed guilt. I mean, it's just imputed guilt. You get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But
there's somebody in the comments saying that I have a double standard because Perry's text walls are okay. Have you read Perry's text walls? There's the difference in obfuscation and actual substance in each line.
Correct. So it's interesting that you bring that up. Let me see if I can find this real quick. You said you had something that you wanted to share on this?
Oh, just on like Dositheus and Peter Mogila's catechism, if you want to.
Yeah, let me do something real quick, though. I want to see if I want to find this post really quick, because Jerome actually got some responses from Perry, if I can find it.
Oh, I shared that.
Oh, did you share it? Okay, here you go. So this is Perry Robinson responding to Jerome, trying to correct him. And I think he does a pretty good job at that. But he doesn't, I don't think Jerome ever responds to it. So this is the response here. So this is the text wall from Jerome arguing for penal substitutionary atonement, saying, look, it's just a range of views so on and so forth, kind of like burying what the actual belief is. Okay. Perry responds back, contemporary academic theology is all over the place and is not an orthodox discipline. What Jerome is doing is he's appealing to modern academic scholars. He's not appealing to orthodox writers. Okay. So he's appealing to modern academic scholars here. All one has to do is look at any given major academic publisher catalog to see that's true. It's also still largely dominated by Protestant and somewhat Catholic members. And some members are not professing Christians either. It's better to think of this field more as akin to religious studies at this point. Therefore, the fact that current academics frame the matter in this way is not normative. This is the fallacy that they're making. They're saying, look, modern secular scholarship frames it in this way. Therefore, it's acceptable for me to teach the Orthodox Church believes in penal substitutionary atonement. Okay, that's basically Jerome's argument. Secondly, this framing has come along precisely because Protestant hegemony in the U.S. and Europe has become undone to some extent. This has occurred in tandem with the fact that Reformation dogmatism has waned the last 2 centuries, so on and so forth. Equivocating here just concedes the point. Basically, he's trying to break it down into a syllogism for him to understand. Now, what's sad, though, is even though Perry puts all of this work, he's not just saying words. He's doing a complete refutation of his view. He gets no response from Jerome.
It's disrespectful.
He gets zero response. He just completely ignored. Completely ignored. And doesn't even address it. So, I mean, people can see through this. Even Perry calls this out, saying, Jerome, dude, this is not what the Orthodox teach. I would think he would probably know. He's literally a catechist. I would think he would know.
And he's taught university classes on these topics too. Like Perry he's done high level work on those.
Yeah. It's wild, man. And so you had a Latinizer come and discuss with you on your show. This was Ananda. Let me see if I can find that real quick.
Yeah.
So I think I bookmarked the time that he was on. Hold on one second. Let me pull this up. So for those of you that are unfamiliar, Ananda is another Latinizer. Used to run in the same circles as Sig, but they had a falling out. So Sig doesn't really associate with Ananda anymore, or Jerome, I guess you could say. Sig was his YouTube name. So Jerome doesn't necessarily associate with Ananda anymore, but they both came up in the same Latinizer groups. They held a similar theology. But once Ananda came out and was going to commit apostasy and become a true Orthodox schismatic, Jerome kind of distanced himself from Ananda. But they both came up. They both came up in the same groups. They have the same theology. But this is the fruits of Latinizing. It leads you to apostasy. We saw this with, guess what? Joshua Shuping, who is another very prominent Latinizer. His big shtick, his big thing was the Orthodox Church kept telling me they didn't teach PSA. The Orthodox Church kept telling me they didn't teach PSA. So I left. Everybody told me. My bishops told me that we don't teach PSA. The metropolitans told me. All my brother priests told me. So I left. Well, Ananda almost did the same thing. He was going to become quote unquote true Orthodox. But he was recently he called into Alex Sorin's show and he denied that he made this edit. So Ananda made an edit where he was calling Orthodox people heretics. He was saying like Jay Dyer, heretic, Father Deacon Ananias, heretic, all these people, heretic. And he comes onto the show and just flat out lies. So let's watch this real quick.
Here it says, didn't Ananda make a TikTok calling FDA a heretic? Did you do that, Ananda?
No, there's no TikTok on me calling FDA a heretic.
He denies it, hypostatic beard.
So he denies it. I have that clip. I have the video. So I literally have the video that he did where he calls all these people heretics. So this is his edit here.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to mute it because it's got copyright music. Heretic. David Erhan, heretic, Pelagian. He makes an edit calling all these people heretic. No, I never did that. I never did that. This is literally an edit that he put together calling all these people heretic, calling clergy heretics, calling Jay Dyer a heretic. These are the people that teach the same things. That Sig, that Miko, that Mar Ruckus, that all these people are trying to push in the church. And they are flat out lying to you that they didn't do these things. Any thoughts on that, Alex?
I mean, I think at some point these could become excommunicable offenses if you're just going to go around calling other Christians heretics willy-nilly without any evidence and not going through the proper channels, just doing this in public. So I mean, it is like they are not taking this seriously enough, and they need to grow up.
Yeah, I mean, it's a mess. I mean, literally, I mean, you can go and talk to your priest, ask him, hey, does the Orthodox Church teach PSA? These guys have like this, they have this weird doctrine where they're trying to present some kind of like modern apostasy of orthodoxy, like the truth is just lost, and you have to join our super secret Discord to find out what real orthodoxy is, which is just Latinizing nonsense. That's what they're trying to do. And you have these big YouTube channels that are funneling people into these Discord servers so they can groom you into being a Latinizer. That's the entire point of these Discord servers. That's the point of the server like the community. That's the point of other servers, which I could mention, like Miko's server, so on and so forth. They use their YouTube channel as a way to funnel people into these Discord servers and to bombard you when you're in an inquirer phase with just a Latin captivity quote mines, and then try to present that as if that is what the Orthodox Church teaches, which is not. So yeah. Prots say the last few years we hear opposition, so it's suspicious. They can't grasp that maybe that's a reaction to the poor doctrine. Yeah. Well, it'd be cool if they came to the table and discussed. Considering the content being covered in that short, dude might want to reconsider the surprise. I might want to reconsider the surprise dog meme. Yikes. No bueno. That's not good. I don't know, man. Like, I remember I was having this chat with the Lutheran pastor that was a furry. You remember that?
Yes. Yeah.
And he's like, oh, do you want to debate me on whether or not like being a furry is sinful? I'm like, dude, if I have to debate you on this, we kind of lost the plot a little bit. I don't know, bro. That's rough.
This is how you're raising your young men to be productive members of society and good husbands and good fathers. They're going to run around in animal outfits.
Dude,
this subculture that's associated very strongly with sexual deviancy.
Dude, it's so wild, man. I mean,
your pastoral heart probably just like just aches for these people. I feel it.
Yeah, it's wild. I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to having a discussion with somebody on that subject, but it's just like, dude, really? This is where we're at?
We need a debate on this one? Like, really?
It's wild. Are there restraining orders to keep furries away from dog pounds and pet adoption? If not, there should be. For real, dude. It's disgusting, bro. I was told during my catechumen classes that satisfaction or substitution theories are only a part of the greater whole of what our Lord did on the cross, at least according to Metropolitan Callistus Ware. Exactly. And according to Black Renee. Yeah. And according to Black Renee. We literally have ecumenical councils, or not ecumenical councils. We have synods, not ecumenical councils. Sorry, misspoke. Synods that discuss the atonement models and have anathematized all the other models except for the whole economy of salvation. This is literally according to Black Renee, not an ecumenical council. I misspoke. It's a synod that we hold to. So, I mean, it's wild that they're still pushing this when it's literally a condemned proposition.
Yeah.
It is a sin if they are known as furries from furry corn artists Bugs Bunny and St. Christopher are distinct from that. Are you arguing in defense of furries? What are you doing? I don't know what this.
I think he's trying to say that they will argue that, like, oh, this is no different from a depiction of St. Christopher or Bugs Bunny.
Yes.
But really, it is different from those things because they'll try to like make it look harmless or something. That is not true. It is not harmless. It is very harmful.
I mean, as you can see in the short there, the dude is literally retweeting furry adult media artists that do not safe for work content. I mean, how do you think this is coming across his feed, dude? That would be my question. It is I don't need to go into too much detail on that. I'm getting out just talking about it. Had a Calvinist friend defend his autistic furry friend in like manner probably comes down to their crummy soteriology. They think man is pretty much considered just an animal by God anyway. Interesting.
Good, interesting angle. Yeah.
The Metal Hermit, I DM'd you a link and timestamp. In a Speaker's Corner debate, Sig and Ananda discussed the Trinity, and around 2544, Ananda claimed the monarchy of the Father is a diorite innovation.
So if he said that, then he's kind of an idiot, because like the guy that both Jay and myself, and I imagine Ben also, like the scholar we go to is typically Dr. Bo Branson, who is an expert on St. Gregory of Nyssa's model of the Trinity. So it's thoroughly patristic. Moreover, it has standing in modern Orthodox theology as well, modern Orthodox theologians. You have Metropolitan John Zizoulis, Father John Baer, both of them, and St. Gregory of Nyssa. You have like throughout history the exact same exposition of the doctrine of the Trinity, which you see synthesized by Dr. Bo Branson, which is like, he's the scholar, he's the go-to source on this. I have literally an 8-hour stream on my channel with Dr. Bo Branson. Ananda does not know better than Dr. Bo Branson.
Right.
It's kind of the end of the story.
I'm going to pull this up real quick. I do want to watch that clip. So I got the clip you sent to me. I'm going to pull that up. So we've got Abdullah acting dumb. Okay, so we got Ananda, Sig discussing. I don't see them in this though right now. Oh wait, Sig, Ananda, Veritas, Conrad. Okay, so let's take a look and see what's said here. You said it was around
2544, yeah.
Okay, so let's take a look. Hold on.
Right?
Yeah.
That means that they both define.
Because we're just debating.
Haven't we done this already?
Yeah. I mean,
But it's important.
we're trying to get on the main problem about the logical problem you have with the Trinity.
No, it's very important because your concept, because you are a monarchist Trinitarians and not the usual Catholic or Protestant kind. I'm used to.
That's not a thing the rest of us do.
Yeah, we're just Trinitarians. We just
The Father is the only one true God, and the rest are by predication. We say they're all God by identity.
yeah, exactly.
This we believe.
Yeah.
For us, we believe this is an
This is Ananda, by the way, this guy over here.
Yeah.
a bid'ah of the diorites of
bid'ah,
Bo Branson.
okay.
We don't accept.
Okay, I know.
Oh, he even says Dr.
He even
Bo
says
Branson.
Dr. Bo Branson.
Wow.
So he doesn't accept St. Gregory of Nyssa's formulation of the Trinity.
Oh my
Interesting.
goodness, bro. That's wild.
Yeah, so he's just not Orthodox.
That's just wild, dude. So, like I said, I mean, Sig, Ananda, all these guys used to be super tight. They held the same exact theological views. They're all a part of the same.
I'm not gonna lie,
Latinized
I'm
work.
pretty gobsmacked by that. He mentioned Doc Branson by name. That's horrible. He does not have Orthodox Trinitarian theology.
So they deny the monarchy of the Father. They say this is a diorite invention and an invention by Dr. Bo Branson. That is
the most
nuts.
ridiculous thing I've ever heard.
That is
I can't
insane.
believe that.
Hold on. I want to go back, but I want to watch this whole clip here. Well, that's relevant.
Protestant kind. I'm used to.
That's not a thing the rest of us do.
Yeah, we're just Trinitarians. We just
The Father is the only one true God, and the rest are by predication. We say they're all God by identity.
yeah, exactly.
This we believe.
Yeah.
For us, we believe this is a bid'ah of the diorites of Bo Branson. We don't accept.
Okay, I know.
Ignatius himself taught that the persons are God by identity. I can show you that.
Okay, but the important thing is, because you specified that the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit there's only.
So that's pretty much it. So he just basically denies the monarchy of the Father. He says it's a diorite and a innovation by Dr. Bo Branson. So again, if you guys want to check out this video, it's on this page here. Abdullah, whatever, acting dumb with Sig, Ananda, Veritas, Conrad. Okay, so they're all here debating Muslims out here in Speaker's Corner, and he denies the monarchy of the Father, says is a diorite invention. Absolutely insane, dude. Wild.
Where did the word monarchy come from? Monarche, sole source. The Greek that the Cappadocians used, Saint Athanasius before them. It's so crazy.
Yeah, that's wild, bro. I don't want to hear people say Cleve doesn't call out other Orthodox anymore. I have some respect on Cleve and Alex. Truk.
Thank you.
That's
Truk.
right. That's right. The benefit of the doubt I was willing to give them is that they're just trying to exegete the fall / original sin. But then they said they believe the same as the Protestants. Last straw. Yeah, that should be a dead giveaway for you. Yeah, we believe just like the Protestants do. Whoops. That's not good. That's not good. Granted, I don't think Sig would be as explicit as Miko. Like he says, I try to be a little more nuanced, a little more hyper qualified,
a little more diplomatic.
I try to hide it a little
more
better.
diplomatic.
Yeah, I try to hide it. I try to hide it a little better. I'll tell you when
more
you're
diplomatic in my communication.
Listen, dude, if you're gonna watch me on YouTube, bro, you'll get like my normie views. But if you want to know my hardcore PSA Latinizer views, you got to come into my grooming Discord and get to like level 3, and then I'll give you the real scoop. Biggest turn away from Sig for me was when he had a discussion with Nikolai and basically revealed how he views clergy and submitting to clergy discipline. Latinizers don't respect the clergy at all. I haven't seen that. I haven't seen that from Sig. Sig said he disagrees with Miko on the way that he treats clergy because Miko will literally call priests heretics. Miko is like known to do that on X.
Miko called Father Stephen. Well, we have this clip from Ananda. It says Father Deacon Ananias, apparently. He calls Father Deacon Ananias a heretic. Miko has said that Father Stephen is Antichrist, and he didn't use this. He just said Stephen DeYoung. He didn't even acknowledge his role as clergy.
Yeah. Yeah, it's wild, dude.
He didn't use the title father.
So at least I'll give Sig his flowers on that. He doesn't agree with Miko's approach to clergy, and he says that was wrong of him to do. So that's something, I guess. The fact that Latinizers, Pooping, and Ibarra are making the same arguments, pushing PSA, should be setting off alarm bells. Yeah, you guys got to have some kind of discernment, dude. You got to have some level of discernment with this kind of stuff. But that's why this stuff is highlighted, because we have so many inquirers coming in. We don't want them to be deceived by these types of guys. We have so many inquirers coming in. And this is causing so much strife at the parish level, dude. You have no idea. I talked to my priest. I've talked to other priests, and they tell us, like, look, dude, we're running into newbies coming into the church and saying, like, oh, you have no idea, like, the Orthodox Church actually teaches PSA and you should be teaching it. There's like little mini Joshua Shoopings coming in arguing with their priest that he should be teaching penal substitutionary atonement. It's just insane, dude. Like, this is one of the most divisive, destructive, subversive pieces of theology that people are holding to, and it has so many effects downstream. It wrecks your view of theosis. It wrecks your view on several other concepts. Some of these Latinizers, like Mar Ruckus, are also staunch defenders of evolution. That should tell you enough of their IQ level. Lord of mercy. Well, that Mar dude, I mean, dude, they go so far, bro. The Latinizing stuff like gets you to accept the most absurd propositions. The dude is literally retweeting defenses of purgatory. Like, the guy is like defending purgatory. This is Mar Ruckus, the Latinizer here. He's reposting Kevin saying, I'm extending an invite to Protestants for a discussion on whether St. Augustine taught purgatory. Basically, all the classical authors denied that he did actually teach it. So this should be a point I'd expect Protestants are willing to defend. So Mar is saying, like, basically, I don't know, he's defending purgatory. Like, what are we doing? This is just weird.
Look, we have 3 theologians of the church, right? St. John the Apostle, St. Gregory the theologian, and St. Simeon the new theologian. Generally, you have to believe what their theology is. Both St. Gregory the theologian and St. Simeon the new theologian, like, in no uncertain terms, basically talk about, like, eternal torment and do not talk about purgatory, at least in the Roman Catholic sense.
It's just crazy, dude. What's next? What are we going to affirm next? So they've already got what? Mars defending purgatory. You've got Miko and Sig talking about imputed guilt. Okay. Imputed personal guilt from Miko, which is freaking absurd. Then you also have penal substitutionary atonement, the Father damning the Son. I mean, what's next? What are we doing here? Are we going to now
total
are we gonna
depravity,
now-
unconditional election, limited atonement, irresistible grace, and perseverance of the saints? That's what's next.
Good
This is
grief,
tulip.
It's just tulip. That's wild, bro. So anyway, yeah, I wanted to highlight this because this is absolutely absurd. And it needed to be brought to light. So anyway, a summary of this whole situation. Basically, you have Sig admitting that he taught Miko his theological views, his Latinizing views. He defends Miko's furry fixation. He says he holds all the same views as Miko, which is insane. You guys got to know who you're dealing with. This guy is the same dude that was friends with Ananda, used to do apologetics with him until Ananda threatened to apostatize into true orthodoxy, which is a schismatic sect, which I'll highlight a bunch of stuff on them in just a moment. Somebody was asking about what's wrong with the true Orthodox. Well, we'll talk about that in a second too. So let me play this clip one more time, and then we'll loop into that unless you have something else to add with the.
Well, if I could just briefly say, we're not like trying to destroy people or like disparage their reputation. The whole point of talking about this and bringing it up is rehabilitative. So like if they have something they need to clarify or want to clarify, here's a great opportunity to do it, right?
Correct.
If you don't want to, if you want to double down, if you think we're wrong, here's also a great opportunity to do it, right? I briefly wanted to share some resources, like how the saints, like 3 or 4 minutes, on how these councils and confessions that they will appeal to, how they're looked at is from an Orthodox view. So this is by Father Seraphim Rose, soon to be glorified, Saint Seraphim Rose. So this will have more status in the church than just some priest or theologian. This is a saint of the church, right? In chapter 9 of this book, on the place of the blessed Augustine in the Orthodox Church, he talks about this patristic revival that the Latinizers are always complaining about. So he explains. He says, and he has like a critique of it as well. Like, this is not a black and white issue. There were some excesses in this, but like, listen to what he says here. He says, Orthodox theology in the 20th century has been undergoing a patristic revival. Beyond doubt, there is much that is positive in this revival. As you hear the Latinizers talk about this, they'll say absolutely nothing is positive about this. The whole thing is modernist garbage. We have a saint of the church. There is much, not a little bit, there is much that is positive in this revival. Some of the Orthodox textbooks of recent centuries have taught certain doctrines with a partially Western, especially Roman Catholic vocabulary and slant, not just a vocabulary, and a slant, and have failed to properly appreciate some of the profoundest Orthodox fathers, especially of more recent times, St. Simeon the New Theologian, St. Gregory Palamas, St. Gregory the Sinaiite. The 20th century patristic revival has at least partially corrected these shortcomings and has freed the Orthodox academies and seminaries of some of the unnecessary Western influence that had been present in them. So you see there's an improper Western influence in Orthodox academies and seminaries. This moving back to the fathers, this patristic revival, cured those issues, right? He goes on to say, actually, this has been a continuation of the modern movement of Orthodox self-awareness, which was begun in the 18th and early 19th centuries by St. Nicodemus the Hagiorite, St. Macarius of Corinth, Blessed Paisius Velichkovsky, Metropolitan Philaret of Moscow, and others, both in Greece and Russia. And he goes on to talk about some of the excesses, like some of the people in this movement went so far as to say that St. Augustine should not be a father of the church anymore, which is crazy, rightfully so. Right, but we see here that like even in the 1700s, you have Saint Nicodemus the Hagiorite and Saint Paisius Velichkovsky. They're the ones that compiled the Philokalia, right? So at the same time as you have this Latinizing in the Russian schools, you have on Mount Athos Saint Nicodemus the Hagiorite being like, we need to preserve the patristic tradition. Let's put a compilation together with the Philokalia, right? So there's a saint of the church. One final resource here. So I've been going through this book, A History of Dogmatics in the Romanian Orthodox Theology by Father Cristin Elioja, who is the Dean of Theology in Arad, Romania, at the seminary there. It's a Brill book, so this is an academic publication. If you look at the footnote here, I'll zoom in a little bit. This is his commentary on some of these confessions. He says the confessions of faith of Peter Mogila and Dosite of Jerusalem, that's just a transliteration of the Romanian pronunciation. They're considered guides in dogmatic and symbolic theology, being integrated into the dynamic church tradition. Thus, both the phrase symbolic books, which can only be mentioned with respect in the sense of books that contain the teaching specific to the church, and the term sources, the latter being specific only to scripture and tradition, are avoided. Therefore, he's talking about another scholar, Chitescu prefers the name Confessions of Faith with the quality of guides in dogmatic and symbolic theology until the pronouncement of an ecumenical synod on their content and authority. They are not part of the divine tradition, but of the church tradition with a dynamic character, but neither can they be assimilated with the catechisms and dogmatic treatises as de Balanos considered. Right, so this is a very, very spotty reception of these synods. And he goes on here to talk about, like, yeah, there are some that have a really high view. This Kaiser, Kimmel, and some other Orthodox dogmatists. And you have a long list of, like, now Dumitru Stăniloae is a confessor saint in the Romanian jurisdiction, talking about the Confession of Dosithius and Peter Mogila's catechism, saying that they specify their limits and integrate them into the dynamics of church tradition, pending the pronouncement of an ecumenical synod. They are guides that cannot be considered in their form as sources of theology and life of the church, precisely because they have some shortcomings in deepening and expressing the teaching of the faith using Western terminology. So there's no doubt that there are some Orthodox authorities that do see this as something that might be more exhaustive in terms of the faith, but this is not the kind of reception that you see with a document that's supposed to be an exhaustive exposition of the Orthodox faith. Time and time again, you see people saying that these documents are time-bound, of a polemical nature, meant to respond to Cyril Lucaris, to the supposed confession of Cyril Lucaris, right? It's still kind of disputed whether it's authentic or not. But this was time-bound, meant as a specific response, not an exhaustive exposition of the Orthodox faith.
Mm-hmm. And one thing that I want to bring up is the Latin captivity concept, something that you should be very familiar with if you're going to be engaging with anything in regards to the Latinizer movement, this type of thing. If you really want to understand some of the quote mines that they're trying to dump on you, which most of them come from Ananda, by the way. I don't know if you know this. Most of them, Sig and these other dudes, just took from Ananda from his Discord. So he has a big a Latin captivity quote mine that he compiled. He puts them next to little graphics or whatever. So a lot of these guys got this stuff from Ananda back in the day. But if you want to see why this is such a huge issue, this is a book you should check out. This is Ways of Russian Theology by George Florovsky. Father George Florovsky right here.
Yeah, that's an excellent book. It covers the whole history of this thing.
Yep. So if you want to look into the history of the Latin captivity, check this out. And you can look at some of the writings detailing exactly what happened during the Latin captivity, why you should be wary of some of these quote mines, and you can get a little more of this context. I know a lot of you guys are inquirers or you're catechumens, you're brand new. So you hear these people and you see somebody quoting somebody with a ST in the name, and you don't understand any of the context behind the quote. So you end up getting misled and subverted. Read these texts. I mean, this is not super controversial. Like literally almost everyone. I mean, there are no living bishops today you can go talk to that says, yeah, we teach PSA. You're not going to find
everybody says that these confessions and these documents, they are heavily influenced by Roman Catholic and Protestant theology. Our own saints say so. Saint Seraphim Rose says so. Confessor Saint Dumitru Stăniloae says so. We have many scholars that say so. This is not a controversial proposition.
Yep. Giovanni says, what up, Kings? By the way, I got 2 people at work interested in visiting my parish and started listening to audiobooks of the saints. Very based. Awesome, dude. Keep that up. Bring people into the church. As a former Catholic, these guys are jokes. Also wanted to just go to the papacy. Serious. The whole theology is spiritual poison. Pray for them. Absolutely. Yeah, pray for these people. Well, you know what? The other day, I was driving to Men's Fellowship, and I commented this on your live stream, by the way. I was driving to Men's Fellowship. My freaking tire exploded on the way there.
Oh my goodness!
It literally blew up. So I pull over.
So at least you got a flat tire like a man. You know, it's gonna actually explode. It's not just gonna be like a little, like a nail in the tire.
New tires. Well, we just put them on there, so I must have hit like a nail or something. But it blows up. I pull over. I'm like riding my rim to get into like the shoulder, right? And I drive an 02 Saturn with no AC in Florida, so I'm dying. Like I was, you know what? I don't care. I'll drive this car like an hour to go to Men's Fellowship, whatever. So I'm stuck there, and I realize, oh, dude, I let my wife take my jack, so I didn't have my jack. I had to call her and wait in my car for her to bring it over.
Oh,
but
man.
it didn't have the tool
like
for
key.
it.
Yeah.
It didn't have the tool for it. So like, oh no. So then I had to run over to AutoZone or whatever and get the part. And I came back over, and then it was like one of the it was anyway, it was like smacking on the ground, so it was like slow going for me to jack up the car and replace the tire. Anyway, long story short, on my drive home, I'm sitting there and I'm like, I don't get the opportunity to drive super far too often, except for like to church. So I took the opportunity. I'm sitting there and I'm like, you know, my priest tells me, you know, what you should do if there's somebody that is doing something that is, you know, wrong or whatever, they need their heart softened. What you do is you say, Lord Jesus Christ, Son of God, have mercy on me, a sinner. Lord Jesus Christ, Son of God, have mercy on Jerome, a sinner. Lord Jesus Christ, Son of God, have mercy on me, a sinner. So I did that, and I just like anybody I could think of the entire ride home after I fixed my flat tire, because obviously I wasn't making it to Men's Fellowship. It was late. But I just sat there and I prayed the entire way. So I think that's something that we should do. You know, if we have a disagreement with somebody, or you have these Protestants, maybe they're super misguided. I mean, even somebody as dug in as like Razorfist or James White or any of these guys, pray for them. Include them in your daily prayers, dude. For a new Saturn font. Yeah, for real, dude. I gotta upgrade eventually. That thing is brutal. Well, I drive to church every Sunday. We take my wife's car, so she has the nicer vehicle. And you know, I sold my truck, which I was paying like $400 a month plus $200 in insurance. It was like $600 a month bill. I was like, get rid of the thing, buy a car outright. It gets me from point A to point B. Back then, I was only driving 15 minutes to church when I was a Protestant pastor. But anyway, I pay the more money for my wife's vehicle. Mine's kind of like a rinky dink thing, but I got to swap that thing out, dude. It is like a death trap.
Should get a like the comments say, you should get a Hellcat.
Yeah, there you go. Get a Hellcat.
I feel like that would suit you.
No, I want to get like a van, because we go and we get my 3 nieces and stuff. And I drive we drive an hour there. We go pick them up, and then we drive. It's like 30 minutes over to the church and then an hour back home. So if I had like a 3-row van, that would be better, because then it'd be my daughter, the 3 nieces. That'd be cool. AutoZone stories are my jam. Take my money. There you go. We'll do an AutoZone car repair podcast. I bought Razorfist graphic novel 2 out of 10. I didn't even know he made one. I know very little about this dude other than the fact that he's Lutheran and he looks like Danzig, or he tries to look like Danzig. Mother, do you want
why Lutheran? I don't know. Like,
yeah, Lutheranism is strange. Just get a short bus. Yeah, get a whole bus. That'd be dope.
I mean, after debating that Lutheran pastor, it really is just the same problems as any other Protestant denomination. Like, I didn't even really have to peel back that many more layers to reveal that it is the exact same problems. If you guys haven't seen that on Modern Day Debates,
yeah, there you go.
Check that out. It was a few days ago.
So I wanted to highlight, so nobody really talks about the TO, the True Orthodox Schismatics, quote unquote, True Orthodox. Basically, their whole bit, you see this guy, NFTU, he's on YouTube. He has a very small following. But basically what he does is he does like the scandal bait stuff, and he'll be like, oh, look, it's like El Pitaforos. So look, it's like this scandal that happened like 6 or 7 years ago. They can't really bring up too much, so they have to repeat like the same old ones over and over again. But they try to present themselves as the more rigorous, like, we follow the canons, we're more rigorous, but it's all a LARP. It's all completely a LARP, dude. They're not actually more rigorous. They have way more problems than we do. They will ordain priests after like less than a year. They will, I mean, do all sorts of crazy stuff. People don't realize this. They've got their own freaking scandals, bro. This was an interesting account. This was an account from a guy that was a former True Orthodox inquirer that just highlights all the stuff that led him to like realize, oh, True Orthodoxy is like they're called the Zealots. This is just a LARP. So this is one screenshot or a picture that he sent. He said, "Here's the founder of your synod. Maybe this helps." He's replying to the NFTU Orthodox guy. Wait a minute.
Interesting.
Those are Coptic priests. Wait a minute. These are Monophysites. He's here. He's doing a liturgy with the Monophysites. Whoa. I thought you guys were rigorists. I thought you guys were the anti-ecumenism guys. This is the founder of your synod right here. He's like, you are LARPing, bro. You're LARPing. You do all the same crap that you accuse other people of doing. It's just insane. Here's the same bishop eating religious iftar meals with Muslims. And a paragraph explaining his diocese affiliation with the World Council of Churches. So it's wild. And he says the quote unquote World Orthodox in the same region have no affiliation to the World Council of Churches.
That's interesting. That literally the same things that they complain about us doing. It's exactly what they're doing.
It's a LARP, dude. It's a LARP. The Orthodox
crazy.
community, GOI, participated in interfaith iftar dinner. The Orthodox community of the Indonesian Orthodox Church, GOI, attended an interfaith iftar dinner held at this mosque. So he went into a mosque to celebrate this Muslim holiday as like big ecumenical gesture. Here's some here you go. GOCK Bishop Daniel from Indonesia praying with Protestants and Catholics. So they're praying with Protestants and Roman Catholics. Genuine Orthodox Church. Basically, this one isn't that big of a deal. Comments on the text of the first synod of the hierarchy GOC. In Indonesia, there's not only the Orthodox Church of Indonesia under Father Daniel, but also the Orthodox Church New Calendar, which is affiliated with the whatever. So basically, it's just talking about them participating in the iftar meal or whatever. So another criticism that True Orthodox have, they say our printing presses are bad. They publish other stuff other than Orthodox content. Okay. Yeah, the New Calendar's printing presses are quite bad. GOCK bros, what is this? No, not my Hecarino wholesome Basterino Tio printing press, printing rabbinic Jewish spiritual material.
Rabbinic halakhic spirituality.
This is dude, we gotta become base schismatics, bro. We gotta condemn ourselves so we can be based. And like print rabbinic material. Good grief, bro. Not even just like secular Jewish stuff. This is literally Talmudic spirituality texts that they're printing, bro. It's a freaking mess. Oh no. Yeah, it's
how about
totally
Christian spirituality?
It's totally worth committing schism and condemning yourself to go and be based for this. It's just wild, dude. But this account is pretty good. Go ahead and give this guy a follow. It's _T over. So he just highlights all the quote unquote true Orthodox like craziness.
I'm literally gonna go follow him right now.
Dude, what a based account. Okay, here you go. So you know how they do the whole like, oh, you're like a KGB or whatever. They try to do the same thing that David Wood does.
Yeah.
They literally their own bishops are actual KGB dudes. are actual KGB guys. Here's the Raphaelite bishops in your communion. He's replying to the unseen warfare guy. Here's the actual Raphaelite bishops in your communion associating with the Soviet state and supporting it, surgeonizing all over the place. One of your bishops is even an actual former salaried KGB agent, unlike Patriarch Kirill, who was literally just an informant. So here's the pictures of the true Orthodox bishop here, who is an actual, I guess some of the people in this communion was an actual former KGB salaried agent, Russian Army, RGP, so on and so forth. Yeah, anyway.
That's rich, man.
So, I mean, literally, people in their own communion are doing the very things that they accuse us of doing that are actually wrong, that we're not even doing. It's just wild.
Very based and rigorous.
Yeah, exactly. GOCK Bishop Daniel preaching in a Protestant church in full vestments with a female pastor. Your base schismatic bros. Oh, your base schismatic bros, dude. You're literally preaching in churches with female pastors. If you want to go watch that video, here's the title of that video here. Good grief, dude. GOCK, largest TO synod in the world, self-identifies as heterodox for worldly gain. In 2014, the GOCK committed to the secular democratic state of Greece. They dropped the title of Orthodox for property and tax purposes. So they literally, through the state, they said, okay, we're not going to call ourselves Orthodox. We're going to file as a heterodox organization so we can get tax benefits. Synod of the GOC knowingly agreed to be included in and registered in the category heterodox and other religions. So giving up orthodoxy for tax benefits.
That sounds like a concession to me.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, wait a minute.
Of course we can call you heterodox. You guys call yourselves heterodox.
Yeah. Good grief, dude. These benefits include tax exemptions, easier transferal of property rights to the RLE, rights of overseeing and ownership of the title GOC, which is used by all the quote-unquote true Orthodox groups of Greece until now, otherwise known as the Zealots. Anyway, so you get the point. Here you go. GOCK monastery in the UK defending Bill Gates, masks, the vax, saying that those who protest against them are anti-Semitic conspiracy theorists. Okay. So this is a true Orthodox church here. So on and so forth. The Bill Gates microchip conspiracy theory is obviously nonsense, so on and so forth. It doesn't mean you accepted the Antichrist. Go ahead and get vaxxed. If you say these things, you're basically an anti-Semite. Let me see if I can find the actual post here. Okay. Let me see. Hold on. Okay. Second form of this hysteria. So this is from the True Orthodox website of this church here. Second form of hysteria is the belief the pandemic is a trick to lead us into worshiping the Antichrist. This is a spiritual deception. One victim says, I don't care what the bishops say, so on and so forth. Masks and vaccines, these are actually good things. You should mask and you should get the vaccine. While scientists aren't sure how effective the masks are, you should do them anyway. The vaccines being bad is a conspiracy theory.
Interesting how that turned out, because now we know they're pretty bad.
Yeah, exactly. These theories are nonsense. Yada, yada, yada. As Christians, we just got to obey the government and get the vax. So, yeah. So you're based schismatics talking about, yeah, just get the jab, bro. Just get it, bro. It's no big deal. So zazed. So anyway, I wanted to highlight that because I thought that was kind of interesting. I mean, I knew about this kind of stuff because I've seen pictures of quote unquote true Orthodox bishops and stuff serving divine liturgy with Anglicans behind the iconostasis. I've seen those pictures. This guy hasn't shared those. I saw them a long time ago. I didn't save them. But I remember having that discussion. I think I actually had a discussion with the dude from NFTU. I don't know why I'm blanking on his name. The guy that runs
Sweden, Joshua Sweden.
Yes. Yeah, the father Joseph Sweden.
I'm sorry, Joseph Sweden. Yes.
Conversation with him back when I was a Protestant about it. I was like, wait, didn't you guys literally do the same thing? He's like, well, you made a mistake. It's like, okay. But then you have more bishops and more bishops and more bishops doing the same exact thing.
It's a lot of mistakes.
And the thing that's interesting is the stuff that they complain about online isn't even why they broke off in the first place. The stuff they complain about online is like ecumenism, World Council of Churches, the stuff that they're literally a part of this organization, by the way. And like I mean, you can see this literally, this picture right here, and also with their own bishops preaching literally in a Protestant church with a female pastor. But the reason they split was the calendar issue. It had nothing to do with ecumenism. It had nothing to do with these other concepts. So it's more just like a cope. Any thoughts?
I don't see how. I mean, I've heard some arguments saying that, well, like the calendar that they were adopting was kind of ecumenist because it was closer to like the Gregorian calendar, the Roman Catholic calendar. But that it's like, at the end of the day, if they have the power to bind and loose, like, what are you complaining about? Like, what are you whining about anyway? It's a calendar. Like we agreed on. There's a whole controversy about it, the Quartodeciman controversy, where they were able to make canons in the Council of Nicaea to say we are having Easter on this day. They're allowed to standardize and set the calendar. Like, this is not controversial grab at power.
Yeah. Well, I mean, even if you were to say, like, look, like we agree with you know, the old calendar and stuff like this, and like, yes, this is the tradition that's handed down, this kind of thing. Absolutely. Does it justify splitting off from the church that Christ established? Does any controversy justify you schisming and setting up parallel jurisdiction only for you to do the same thing that you now accuse us of doing, even though some of these accusations are completely false, like the Kirill being a KGB agent type thing?
Yeah.
Who is literally just he was an informant. So anyway, I thought that was interesting. I wanted to highlight that because people don't talk about it that often. I mean, we can get into some of the other subjects on this. I've already discussed the canon law aspect, where most of the stuff that they're doing, I mean, it's not justified based on the canons. They try to argue via canon law all the time. But they also simultaneously ignore like 50% of the other canons as well. I had a discussion with this and that guy. Who is the dude? The guy that wrote that book that was like, fascism is good. What's that guy's name? The Ortho Augustinian dude. You know what I'm talking about?
No. Is it
Anyway.
not Brother Augustine?
Yeah, that guy.
Oh, okay. Yes, Brother Augustine.
He came and he was like trying to defend true Orthodox on canon law and stuff like this.
That's interesting.
I remember that guy was starting research on this subject on the canons, like less than a year ago. He made a post on this, and he said, does anybody have any information on this? I want to learn more about it. So he only started learning about this maybe a year ago, but in that time he became very sympathetic. So he was like, he tried to counter signal me, and he was like, oh, you shouldn't be talking about the canons. You don't know anything about them. I'm like, dude, I've been discussing this much longer than you've even been doing research on it.
They say this is your thing, kind of.
Exactly, dude. I've been literally talking with the true Orthodox guys for years at this point. I mean, I've had the dude on my show. So I just thought that was interesting. He's like, oh, actually, you don't know what you're talking about, because once you become a catechumen, this makes you forget everything you've ever learned in the past.
Guess you're just stupid now, Cleve.
That's what happened.
I don't know, man.
I mean, that's kind of true, but
that's
it's funny. But
yeah,
anyway.
but that's there are no canons that say that you can go and start your own church.
True, very true.
That's something you can be confident of.
Yeah, the context of that discussion was basically they were pulling up canons that talk about fleeing a heretical bishop. Okay, these canons are not saying, though, that you commit schism and you set up your own parallel jurisdiction. It doesn't give you the right to do that. There are so many canons of the ecumenical and local synods that talk about the penalties for setting up your own parallel jurisdiction. They're not good. They're not good. I could pull them up and we could dive through them if you want, but
yeah, let's do it.
All right. So Dodge Durango has Hellcat engine and 3-row. It has 3-row seating. Oh, Dodge Durango. Yeah, maybe. I want to know what Ruslan thought about Jay being on Tucker.
It's just oddly silent about this, isn't he?
Yeah.
I wonder if, like, by tomorrow there will be a video up on this on one of Ruslan's channels.
That brings me up to that other thing. You saw Redeem Zoomer's response to all this, right? He said it as it is.
Yeah. I think I responded by GIF or GIF, whatever.
GIF.
Yeah.
GIF.
I liked his response to this, actually.
Well, let me see if I can find the tweet real quick of Zoomer. Redeem Zoomer.
He said something like, "Get your act together."
Yeah, let me see real quick. Hold on. Here you go. Oh, I stopped sharing instead of share my screen. He said, oh, good grief. A lot of classical reformed bros on here complaining about things Jay said about Calvinism in his interview with Tucker. I don't see any of them making their own YouTube platforms, doing debates, or getting on major podcasts. All they do is complain in their Twitter and Discord bubbles. I personally think it's because they're all conservative retreatist denominations and that the retreatist mindset extends to even how they interact online. He's just laying it out as it is.
He's right.
These guys just do a lot of yap. They don't actually debate. They don't show up. They don't make their own YouTube channel. They don't, I mean, if they do, they just talk to other like Lutherans or Calvinists or whatever. They're not doing the interdenominational discussions.
Yeah. And they'll complain about it from a distance, but they'll never actually put themselves in under any scrutiny at all to show that their views are good. And actually, they're better than other views. Like, there's only one way to do that. It's really to expose yourself to some scrutiny. And they're not willing to do that because, like he said, they're retreatist cowards.
Yeah, absolutely.
So this is a good take from RZ. He is correct on this.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I think on this, dude, he's such an enigma to me because he's right about schism being wrong. He's right about schism being damnable. But what he does with that information boggles the mind. It means you got to be a part of the PCUSA. I don't get it, man. I like Zoomer, dude. I like him a lot as like a guy. Like, he's a cool dude, but I don't understand it, dude.
I don't get how his conclusion follows from that. I think a lot of it, I forgot who was talking about it earlier. I think on Jay's stream, JR was mentioning that there's this idea of just like Western civilization that they are so attached to and they love it so much. And somehow Eastern Orthodoxy would be like the opposite of like powdered wig man, and they're just so obsessed with like making sure the lineage of powdered wig man continues that they can't even consider any other form of religion, because this is the religion of the powdered wig man of 17th century Western Europe. I think that's part of it, at least.
Yeah. I'm trying to find my notes on these canons here, but I'll pull this one up real quick. So this is one thing that to point out. So a lot of mistakes that people make when it comes to the canons of the ecumenical local synods is they view them as like a magic trap card that just gets activated. That is not the way that the canons function. It's not the way that canon law functions. This is from the rudder. Okay. And I've been going through this information since I was a Protestant. This was like 80% of my argument when I was debating Orthodox. Okay. These were things I had to overcome before I began to take Orthodoxy very seriously. When I began, from the transitionary period from being a Protestant to actually looking into Orthodoxy, these were the type of things that I was wrestling with. Okay. Was canon law. It wasn't the kind of low tier stuff that most people are grappling with, like is the Eucharist Christ's body and blood or something like this. It was the nuances of canon law I had to discuss with several different people to kind of untangle some of this mess here. But the true Orthodox, they will claim, like, look, no matter what, it's okay. You could just leave and set up your own parallel jurisdiction because we can highlight a canon that maybe some modern day bishop is, breaking or something along these lines. Literally from The rudder. This is in the footnote to Canon 3 of the Holy Apostles. Canons cannot defrock or excommunicate. These things are not automatic magic spells that just somehow, poof, oops, you activated my trap card. Now you're excommunicated, you're anathematized, you're now outside of the church. A bishop actually has to apply the canons. So let me read this. We must know that the penalties provided by the canons, such as deposition, excommunication, and anathematization, all these things, deposition, excommunication, anathematization, are imposed in the third person according to grammatical usage, there being no imperative available. In such cases, in order to express a command, the second person would be necessary. Who's that? That's the bishop. I'm going to explain the matter better. The canons command the synod of living bishops to depose the priest or to excommunicate them or to anathematize laymen who violate the canons. A bishop has to apply the canons. They do not have, they don't have agency. They're not just poof. Yet if the synod does not actually affect the deposition of the priests, so on and so forth, basically they're not doing their job appropriately, is what the canon states here. Grace remains, however, until deposition takes place. So even if that is the case, even if you could criticize praxis, you could criticize the practice, right? No matter what, even if, let's say, like, oh, hey, this guy's not doing something appropriately, no matter what, grace remains until the deposition takes place. Until somebody is deposed, they still have grace, they have valid sacraments, so on and so forth. The mindless men commit a grave error who say at the present time all those in holy orders who have been ordained contrary to canons are actually deposed. It is a priest-accusing tongue that mindlessly speaks foolishness, not understanding the command of the canons. Without the practical activity of the second person, that is of the synod, remains without any effect. The apostles themselves unmistakably explain what they mean in their Canon 46, since they do not say any bishop or priest who accepts a baptism, yada, yada, yada. You get the point. Okay, so they have to be deposed by an actual bishop. They're not just self-actualizing magic spells. So this was the context of that discussion that I was having with that gentleman there, and he was saying like, "Oh, you got no idea what you're talking about, so on and so forth." Dude, I've been having discussions on this for years at this point. Woods and Ruslan logic. Tucker interviewed Putin. Jay Dyer went to Tucker. Ergo, Jay Dyer is Putin's agent.
There you go. Buy the transitive property.
So
look
true.
at that.
It's over.
Wow.
It's over. We've been cooked. We've been exposed.
They did it.
There were certain canons I was trying to pull up. It basically say like you set up a parallel altar, you basically remove yourself from the church.
I think that's Ankara. Hold up one second. I might be able to give it.
I know I shared it on X. I just don't have it saved because I wasn't planning to go into this discussion here. Hold on. I got to fix up my notes again. But anyway, bro went live with the Hispanic Protestant version of Jay Dyer and got whooped. Do not suppose you know, or do not
Hispanic Protestants. Hold on, I'm still hung up on the Hispanic Protestant version of Jay Dyer. A Protestant.
Who is a Hispanic Protestant Jay Dyer?
Okay, man, bear, pig.
I don't know who is that guy. That didn't make any sense.
I don't know.
Don't assume you know apologetics by watching debates study. Well, David Wood.
That's true.
David Wood's going to do it. David Wood's going to go debate Icon Veneration.
I'm starting to think that David Wood is kind of a dummy, to be honest. Like, I think he's kind of in over his head a little bit.
Juan Dyer, Jose Diaz, Solo Church, Julio Dyer. There you go. Julio Dyer. Good grief. Let me know if you're able to find that canon. I had it in my notes. I wasn't prepped for it, so I'm not able to pull it up right now. I'll find it later.
I was thinking of this. It might not be exactly spot on, but in the Council of Gangra, Canon 6 says, if anyone shall hold private assemblies outside of the church, and despising the canons shall presume to perform ecclesiastical acts, the presbyter with the consent of the bishop refusing his permission, let him be anathema. So if you do anything, any ecclesial act that's talking about any of the sacraments outside of the bishop, you're anathema. You can't go do your own sacraments. Like even if you're a presbyter, if it's without the consent of the bishop, you can't do that.
Mhm.
But it's to that same idea.
Yeah, let me see if I can find that. I don't know if that was. I don't think that was the same one. Anyway, I'll look for it later. I'll look and see if I can find the canons later. But let's dive into the next thing that I wanted to react to, which was so Orthodox Muslims been doing a couple of different debates. Did you see he did one with Matt Slick?
No.
He's grabbing all like the worst prot slop guys and debating them. Isn't it wild? I mean, hey, it's a good strategy. Like your audience, his audience probably doesn't know the difference between like an evangelical, an Orthodox, a Roman Catholic. They don't know the difference. They just see like Christian guy.
1 + 1 + 1 is 3. That's
Yeah.
all they. Yeah. That's.
I mean, it's super low tier. The Islamic apologetics is like complete trash. Hold on, let me see if I can. I want to pull this up real quick. There was a Muslim dude that I was going back and forth with on X, and he was literally arguing for child marriage and drinking pee. Did you see that?
No, that's crazy.
Yeah, he was arguing for child marriage and drinking pee. Here you go. There's this dude. So I said, so what was the post? Why can't white nationalists convert to Islam? He says basically white nationalists should be Muslim. Daniel Hakikichu. Okay, now I'm not a white nationalist. I wouldn't consider myself a white nationalist, but I say, what a surprise. These people are interested in the religion that promotes child marriage and drinking camel pee. Go figure. Okay, so that's my response there. This Muslim guy says, do you think all the medicine you take is from roses? And those 15-year-old children are, yikes, each other like rabbits in your country. Oh, the dude is defending. Oh, good grief, bro. This is the level that you're dealing with when you do
children.
Yes. Good grief, bro. He's not good. Yeah, gross.
It's like voice of reason, and his he's like,
it's foul.
The ribbit.
The stuff these guys will defend is insane, bro. So I quote tweeted it. I said, no way this Muslim dude's actually defending drinking camel pee and sleeping with minors. Lord have mercy, bro. I mean, it's just insane. And then he says, you're so cocky for someone who literally snacks on his God. I said, what a tough decision. Participating in the divine energies of God or drinking camel pee. Decisions. I mean,
the things that they will defend, man.
It's crazy, bro. You don't have to respond. Like, I don't understand.
That's true. He could just not say anything.
He could just be quiet, but he has to defend it because this is what Muhammad taught. It's literally what he did. Yeah. Muhammad married a 6-year-old and consummated the marriage when she was 9. And then he commanded these dudes, go drink the camel pee. It's like a medicine for you. So there are literally Muslims today that will go around and they will still drink camel pee as a medicine. I had a video of some Muslims doing this. I don't know if I still have it saved. I hope I do, because that's wild. They're like, if the prophet said so, it's good enough for me. And they're just like drinking
just like slurping it up like voraciously. They're just like, I need some more camel pee.
Yeah. You think I'm joking?
You got more?
They were legitimately doing this.
Like, somebody go water the camels so that we can get some more camel pee. It's like, like Bowie says in the comments, like Gatorade.
Oh, dude, it's so foul, dude.
It's like after a football match, they come out there like their cooler of camel pee and they're just like dumping it on people.
Hold on, I got it on my phone. Let me see if I could just send it to myself. So I can't pull up my phone photos. Distract him for a second while I do this.
Do.
Super helpful. Hold on, let's see. I think it was one of my older ones.
Well, here's another canon on what you were talking about earlier. It's the Synod of Antioch 341. It's actually on New Advent. Canon 5, if any presbyter or deacon, despising his own bishop, has separated himself from the church, gathered a private assembly, and set up an altar, and if when summoned by his bishop, he refuses to be persuaded and will not obey, even though he summoned him a first and second time, let such a one be wholly deposed and have no further remedy, neither be capable of regaining his rank. If he persists in troubling and disturbing the church, let him be corrected as a seditious person by the civil power. Right. So this is like, you were not allowed to go start your own church. Everybody in the early church taught that. It's in the canons.
All right, here you go. You got the Muslims here. This is them about to drink their Gatorade.
For the Prophet ﷺ, people that had some disease, they came to him and they said, "Ya Rasulullah, we're looking for cure." He said, "Listen, take camel urine and drink it," and they became healed. This brother's sick. But listen.
No, dude.
Must be the truth.
No.
Alhamdulillah.
If the prophet said it, it must be the truth.
No. Oh.
Like, are we surprised people don't want to join this religion, dude? These guys are literally sitting out here. If the prophet said it, it's got to be the truth. It's got to be the truth. Yeah, they're drinking pee, dude. I'm sorry, bro. Like, decisions. Good grief.
That's not hygienic.
No. There was a it's so prolific. It's so prolific. I think the World Health Organization put out a notice or something asking Muslims to stop drinking camel pee. Let me see. Who camel pee Muslims? Where's the news article there? Hold on.
What's wrong with these people? Why are they doing this?
I don't know, man. It's just
The
wild.
prophet said so, I guess.
Yeah, the
Whatever.
prophet said it was medicine, so you gotta do it.
And they're so confident too. It's like I always say, it's like unstoppable morons. Like they will continue on in this idiocy and nothing will stop them.
Yeah. Stop drinking camel urine, World Health Organization says. They're doing it so much. They're like getting sick. It's like an epidemic. Good grief. We all know it's tempting. Who hasn't gotten the urge?
No, we do not. It's not tempting. It's not.
So gross. It's so gross.
Who wrote this? Lauren Boyer. What's wrong with you, Lauren Boyer? It's not tempting. That is not how you start this article. You
I don't know.
This is disgusting. Stop doing this. This is not healthy.
Yeah.
This is bad for you.
Image is bad. Camel pee.
Iconoclasm. Get rid of all the images.
Chef's kiss. Mwah. We love camel urine. No, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. Not even as a joke. So, I mean, they literally do this, bro. That's why you have people defending it. People don't know, like, I don't know, man. Does anybody actually take Islam seriously, though? I feel like it's
some
kind of a
2
meme.
billion people.
Well, people are born
guess.
into it. People are born into it, and then they say, like, if you leave, they're gonna, like, you know.
Yes,
So-
by intimidation, they're gonna.
Well, I mean, I think it's just the census data is jacked because they're in the countries where they're saying if you leave, but you go look on the ground, and a lot of these people don't actually go to the mosque or whatever. You know, they just like report it on the census data to protect themselves, which is wrong. But it's in the culture. I mean, they're taught taqiya, right? They're taught to lie to protect themselves from persecution. Why wouldn't they do that once they leave Islam as well? You know.
Yeah. Okay, so this passage on it is from Sahih al-Bukhari. That's one of their most authentic hadiths.
Yeah, you want to share it?
Yeah, here. Let's pull it up real quick.
Gabriel Christopher says, if all it takes to be a Christian is to identify as one, then all it takes to be a woman is to identify as one. There's a direct line of one to the other, fruit of the tree and all that. Right.
Do you think it's pretty straightforward? But
I mean, it is.
I guess not.
It is super straightforward. That's why it's going to perform well on Tucker's audience, that line of reasoning. It is super straightforward. The Protestants are scared of how straightforward and how smooth the argument is. That's why they're counter signaling it like crazy and trying to obfuscate.
Yeah. It says the climate of Medina did not suit some people, so the prophet ordered them to follow his shepherd, i.e. his camels, and drink their milk and urine as medicine.
Mm-hmm.
So they followed the shepherd, that is the camels, and drank their milk and urine till their bodies became healthy. Then they killed the shepherd and drove away the camels. When the news reached the prophet, he sent some people in their pursuit. When they were brought, he cut their hands and feet, and their eyes were branded with heated pieces of iron. It's your
What a
standard
nice guy.
religion of peace.
Well, according to Cliff, Muhammad's a nice guy. He's like a little sweetie pie.
I respect him greatly.
Yeah,
I have great respect for Muhammad.
Good grief. Yeah, he said he was kind of like Jesus. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Good grief, bro. I wonder how Matt Slick did. I haven't even watched it, but I'm just assuming. I'm assuming without even watching the video that he was demolished because Matt Slick isn't a good debater at all.
I mean, he'll get scrappy, but yeah, in terms of substance, there's not really there.
Ken says, Cleve, you ruined Gatorade for me. True. It's over, dude. You got to drink that Camelade. Drink that Camelade. The prophet said so, dude.
Yeah.
So gross, dude. If the prophet said it, it must be true. Drinks pee.
He
So
slurps it.
Ugh. All right. Well, before we dive into the Matt Slick debate with Orthodox Muslim, I figure I'd highlight this. So this was a comment from. So you realize, like, all the Muslims have been like getting women to do their arguing for them. Have you noticed this? It's very odd.
They're delegating out the work. They're outsourcing.
Well, it's crazy because they think like that like women are only like a third as smart as men, but they're having the women do all the debating for them. So the more conservative Muslims are kind of highlighting this and saying like, look, dude, what are you ladies doing? This was Daniel Hakikachu.
Why are you even talking?
Exactly. That's what he was saying. He's like, why are these women even talking?
I mean,
from the Islamic
consistent.
view. Oh, sorry, good.
He's being consistent. Honestly, that's good from Daniel Hakikachu.
Well, he's being consistent with his religion. Basically teaches like they shouldn't be seen in public without a companion. They shouldn't speak. They shouldn't teach. They shouldn't do any of these things, right? He's basically saying like, why are we we're going against the teachings of Muhammad to get an own on the Christians. It's just completely inconsistent. This was something that I was like, wait, why are they having all the women do the debating for them? It's because all the men lost. All their men lost. So they gotta present the women.
I don't think that that's appropriate. Like, I'm not gonna say it's haram. I'm not gonna say that this is prohibited in Islam. I'm not gonna make any kind of ruling like that. I'm not a mufti. I'm not like in a position to make a statement like that. But does it like go against femininity? Yeah, it goes against femininity. It becomes an imitation of men, and that's something that is already happening at such a wide scale around the world and within Muslim societies, of women imitating men in seeking power, seeking education, seeking positions of leadership. Like that, all of that is imitation of men. And we know that Allah has cursed the woman who imitates a man and a man who imitates women. Like this, it's something that brings a.
That's interesting because in Islam, a curse is an eternal condemnation, an eternal separation from God.
I did not know that. That's
so in Islam, it is a once like declarative. You are separated. It's done. And this was something that I forget the lady's name. She's like a anti-Islam apologist or whatever, was like, these women don't realize in their own paradigm they've just separated themselves from Allah.
That's crazy.
Like by doing this. And that's what he's highlighting here. He's saying, look, they're cursed. Like, listen to what he just said. He's like, they're cursed. They're imitating men.
Yeah.
They're imitating men in their own paradigm. They're cursed. They're eternally separated from Allah.
The woman who imitates a man and a man who imitates women. Like this, it's something that brings Allah's curse. And the imitation, like when women are trying to be more and more like men in these things, like being aggressive and debating, being aggressive and like arguing online and doing that, that's a manly thing. Like that's a masculine thing. Women shouldn't be imitating that. Muslim women shouldn't be imitating that. It becomes a matter of imitation that could be problematic. It could be, something disliked, objectionable in Islam. So I think, isn't that like obvious? Like, isn't that something like I didn't understand that.
that was my first thought when I saw it.
Isn't this kind of like duh? I noticed you totally blurred out Itachi there. Was that him or just whatever copy of the video you got in the upper right?
Yeah, I think he did blur her out.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Interesting.
More like religion opinion. Good grief. Hey, we got Rachel Wilson in the chat. Good to see you. Similar to what Jay said, I draw a direct line from papal corruption to Protestant Reformation to the inversion of feminism in chapter 3 of my book, which made people mad. Good show, fellas. Appreciate the support.
Kind of like the whole West is falsely premised.
Right. Well, the presuppositions that undergird the framework by which we operate off of, those matter. People don't like presuppositional apologetics, but once you're familiar with it, you start to see how having a different paradigm, a different foundation to your paradigm causes all sorts of downstream issues. Having penal substitutionary atonement as part of your paradigm causes all sorts of downstream issues. We can see this with the Latinizers. We got Latinizers that are defending purgatory. You got Latinizers that are defending a blatant infant damnation. You've got Latinizers that are defending imputed personal guilt. You've got Latinizers that are defending all sorts of craziness. It's wild, dude. I mean, you can see the downstream effects in the Protestant realm as well. It's just taken to the extreme. So Latinizer movement's relatively new, but Protestantism's been around a lot longer than the Latinizers have. These modern ones, at least.
Yeah.
The modern wave, not to be confused with the historic Latinizer movement. Incense Addict. Have you guys seen the Gen Z Orthodox guy on YouTube named Aaron Cortez? He's grinding out videos nonstop, and they seem to be decent quality. No, never seen him. Have you?
I haven't heard of him, no.
Aaron Cortez.
Oh, yes. I've seen him on Instagram. I haven't seen him on YouTube, though.
Maybe on YouTube. Who's this guy? I've never seen him. Aaron Cortez. Aaron Cortez.
Yeah, I've seen him on Instagram, but not on YouTube.
Oh, I've seen this guy's face before.
Yeah.
He was in like a Protestant compilation of like mean ortho bros or something. It's like, they're so mean. Don't you know the ortho bros mean? And it was like this guy on Instagram or something. I've never really seen his stuff though. It could be good. I haven't seen it.
I mean, we've exchanged some DMs on Instagram. He seems like a cool guy. I don't know much about, like, I haven't followed his work that much, but he just seems like a nice guy.
Yeah, I don't know anything about him. But I could check out his stuff sometime. Let's see. Orthodox Muslim Matt Slick. I want to do a little reactorino to this debate-a-rooney here. So he highlights it as I debated a Christian apologist of 45 years. It did not go well for him.
Why are they doing this?
Sorry. It autoplayed. Yeah.
Why is Matt Slick putting us in this situation?
Yeah. Well, yeah, Matt Slick is not the guy that you want to be representing Christianity. Let's put it that way. Matt Slick is not a good debater, but he's also not the guy that you want to represent Christianity in like an Islam debate or even an atheist debate. He is it's just slop. He's a slop apologist.
Just read the Bible.
Just read the Bible.
What he kept on saying in his debate with Father Deacon Ananias, it's like, well, the Bible is the word of God. And he's like, yes, how do you know? And he's like, how dare you, sir? Just the word of God. And he's like, yeah, how do you know?
Just
like
read
the whole
it.
debate.
Yeah, exactly. Just read it. He did the same thing to Bryce J. Just read it. Read your Bible. Just read it.
You committed Nestorianism today. You committed partialism today. You admitted that God can lose control today. You said the Father is more loving than the Son today. You said that genealogies are contradictory today. I mean,
now I don't know if any of that's true. Let's watch what he actually says.
It's already so performative and like meant for the audience, like so obviously meant for the audience. Like I don't.
Yeah, you contradicted this. To be honest, knowing Matt Slick, he might have actually done that.
It's possible, yes.
He might have actually done that.
And answer the basic entry level contradictions.
Oh, entry level. Oh,
Yeah.
so I guess I don't do it. I'm not very smart. I'm very educated.
Yeah, because you right because you have.
Why are you already condescending to me? What's your problem?
No, I'm not trying to be condescending. I'm just saying.
You're a 382. So you command you to speak fairly to people. And you're saying it's entry level. You're saying I wouldn't be able to do it. Or I'm sure.
No, because you said that if I give you a contradiction, it's going to take long. You're going to have to look at the verse and the language. I said
I might have to do that if I don't know that.
right, and I'm saying you're going to know it because it's entry level. That's why. Yeah, that's what I meant. I'm not trying to.
He's just mad out the gate. You're calling me entry level?
He takes every single bait. He takes literally every single one. He doesn't let a single one go by.
Dude, it's so funny. I remember when when my wife was on board to journey into the Orthodox Church. She was talking about it at work, and her boss is like a Baptist, like evangelical guy. And he was like, oh, you won't be Orthodox for long. I've got something for you. Sent her a Carm link.
Oh no.
No, he's a nice guy. I don't want to say anything bad about the guy because I've met him and he's like, he's a decent dude. But he's just like one of the older dudes that don't know any better. You know what I mean? And when my wife was showing me, I couldn't help it. I bust out laughing. I'm like, not Carm, bro.
It's like a meme. It's like, I don't know. I almost feel bad in a way because like this boomer evidentialist approach is just, it's not going to work anymore. And you're going to have these younger, like the up and comers on the internet that like apologetics is getting more and more technical and it's getting more and more competitive. Like this approach from, Cliff Connectley or Matt Slick, like this evidentialist approach is outdated. It will not work anymore. You need worldview apologetics and you need a good understanding of, your doctrine of God, like basic ethics and metaphysics, right? At the very least, just the basics on those things. If you don't have that, you're not going to be able to, like, especially if you're debating a Muslim, the first thing they're going to go to is your doctrine of God. If you don't have a good handle of that, you're lost.
Dude, which is why it's insane that Ananda was denying monarchical Trinitarianism in a conversation with a Muslim. You have to hold that. You have to do a discussion with a Muslim. That's why God
weird.
guys do it.
And Daniel Sasayev would talk about Saint Daniel Sasayev, the martyr. He would talk about how this, like, apparently one of their guys, right? Talking about how when you're evangelizing to Muslims, that you have to emphasize the oneness of God. And it's like, well, where do you find that? In the Father, the sole source, right? It's like, it's the person of the Father that is that, like, connection in the Trinity. And they're just going to deny that, like, most basic fundamental thing from, like, St. Gregory of Nyssa to even contemporary saints. Like, he's just going to deny that. Like, that's so weird.
That's just wild work. It's an invention of the Dyerites. It's an invention of Dr. Bo Branson. They just made it up.
I can't believe the disrespect on Dr. Bo Branson. That's so bad.
That's just wild, bro. These Latinizers are
to read
crazy.
any of his papers, it's like here's St. Gregory of Nyssa, here's St. Basil, here's St. John Damascene, and just so you know, we still have this view today. Here's Metropolitan John Zazoulis and Father John Baer. We're teaching the exact same things. Very well sourced, and I guess Ananda knows better than Dr. Bo Branson. The hubris, like this guy who was a Muslim 5 minutes ago, almost apostatized. Talking smack about Doc Branson. Unreal.
It's wild. By the way, guys, we've got about 800 something people watching live right now. Smash that subscribe button. Help me get to what am I even at now? I don't even know how many subscribers I have. What's the next milestone? 24K. Help me get to 24K. We're at 23.2. Smash the subscribe button. If every single one of you subscribed right now, I'd already be there. So what are you waiting for? Smash it now. Otherwise, I'm going to make you drink Camel Peel.
Well, he'll make you at the very least watch them drink Camel Pee again.
That's right. If you don't smash subscribe right now, we're going right back. We're going right back to the video right here with the Muslims. If the prophet said it, it must be so. If he said it, it must be so. Anyway, let's watch this.
Condescending.
What's the alleged contradiction?
Yeah, so the alleged contradiction is going to be the two different traditions of genealogies of Jesus in Matthew and Luke.
This is basic. You should know this.
Yeah, I know it's basic. That's why I want to see if you're able to answer it.
Yeah, one is of Mary, one's of Joseph. Okay, that's simple.
Okay, so where does it say it's of Mary? Anyway.
It says supposedly. If you go in, it says supposedly. This is just a Jewish custom of how they were talking about which of genealogies. Now you got to think about something.
No, that doesn't say that, Matt. Matt, it doesn't say that. Pull up Luke chapter 3. It doesn't say what you said.
It doesn't say what it says. Okay.
No, not about the genealogy. It has nothing to do with that.
Okay, so you go to Luke chapter 3, right?
Yeah. If you go to the start of Jesus's lineage, there. Here we go. I can't see the full screen, but just read where it mentions the very beginning of his lineage.
Well, I'm just going to screen here going. Do you see that?
Yes. There we go.
Yeah, being supposed the son of Joseph, the son of Eli, right?
Good. So Jesus is the supposed son of Joseph, the son of Eli. So then the lineage is going through whom?
The supposed son of Joseph. Why is
Right.
it supposed?
Because he's born of a virgin. He's not his actual dad.
There you go.
Right. So where does it say it's Mary's lineage?
One thing on this, if you notice both, they both start at different places because they're serving a separate purpose. Luke is trying to appeal to a broader audience, so he's giving like the case by case. In the other accounts, they're serving a completely different purpose. It's focusing on his ties to King David, right? So you've got two separate purposes that they're trying to serve. He doesn't understand they're complementary, not contradictory. So Matt Slick is floundering, and he's going to say, "Oh, well, it's like okay," or something.
Does it say Mary's lineage?
Okay, but where you said it's naming Mary's lineage.
I said that. No, I don't think you listened. I said it says supposed son of. I said that's how we know it's of Mary because we know that Matthew is Joseph and Luke is Mary.
Where does it say it's Mary's lineage here?
It doesn't say that. How many times are you
So where did you get it from?
From the text where it says a supposed son of Joseph.
Right, he is the supposed son of Joseph. But how does that mean it's Mary's lineage?
Because who else is it going to be?
Joseph's. It says it right there.
There's two different Joseph lineages.
Yeah, that's the contradiction. That's the point.
Or maybe you're just not because you're a Muslim. You're not allowing the word of God to be there.
No, I'm reading the word. Go ahead.
You can pose your ethnocentric view on it if you want, but the standard response is this one's of Mary, the other one's of Joseph.
Do you want to say something, Alex? You want to say something?
It's just so sad because with his sola scriptura view, he can't appeal to anything else, and he's kind of trapped. Like the very least, if we wanted to make that argument, we could say we appeal to, well, how did the earliest Christians understand this? How did subsequent Christians understand this? Right? But like Matt Slick is just, because his worldview is so insufficient, he's kind of stuck.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that's why I think a lot of the evangelicals, because even like a mainline Protestant or something like this, magisterial Protestant, if you want to call them that or whatever, they would at least
Magic
appeal
Protestant.
to the fathers. Yeah, magic Protestant. We just invent our theology based on who we're talking to, like an Anglican. But they'll at least appeal to the fathers. Evangelicals like Slick, they just have their slop quote lines. I remember Slick, his whole Carm website is supposed to be like, these are like my fathers or whatever, but he literally tries to quote dudes like, what was it, Clement of Alexandria, to try to say he was like a memorialist. Like he'll just take them out of context and take like a bit that says it is a metaphor, it's symbolic, and then if you were to read 2 chapters later in the same work, I remember I did this as a prod. It literally says no, it's actually really Christ's body and blood. It says
actually reading the material will that'll do it.
Right, exactly. I'll see if I can find that.
So do you know when the earliest time that solution was proposed? Do you know when?
No, I don't know.
It comes from the 14th century. So the ancient authors who discussed this issue in depth, like Augustine, like Julius Africanus, they never said Mary. Mary is a 14th century invention. There's no Mary here. Both of them are of Joseph. So actually, as a matter of fact, one of them goes through.
Yeah, look, I'm going to show you the level of slop. So look at this is this is Carm. This is Matt Slick's website. This is what he tries to argue. Okay, so here's this.
Oh my gosh, this chart is horrible.
Yeah, exactly. Sola Scriptura. Did they hold the Sola Scriptura? Did they hold the Sola Fide? Did they hold to once saved, always saved? So he argues that some of the fathers hold the once saved, always saved. Real presence, baptismal regeneration. Look, so he says Augustine didn't believe in real presence. This is what Karl
That's
Marx.
ridiculous. That is utterly ridiculous.
He says
Saint Augustine.
He says Saint Augustine was sola fide.
Saint Augustine calls it a sacrifice.
It's wild. So he says Saint Augustine was sola fide. Says Ambrose was sola fide. He says that Clement of Rome was sola fide. He says Eusebius didn't believe in the real presence. Who else? Clement of Alexandria didn't believe in the real presence.
It's literally the exact opposite.
Dude, it's just crazy, bro. He's just making stuff up. It's just the most low tier slop. I mean, if you're gonna make like bold claims, I'd be interested to see if he'd be willing to have a conversation on some of those bold claims, because that's very bold. Most Protestants, even like the evangelical dudes like needgod.net, wouldn't make that kind of a claim that boldly. You know what I mean?
I don't know. He's got some false quotes out there that he said pretty boldly, but
that's true.
I get what you're saying. I don't think he'd come out and just straight up say, he'd be like, well, maybe it's not so clear in St. Augustine.
That's true. I guess Need God's a bad example. He probably would make a bold claim like that. You're right. Taboric Light, here's another laugh for y'all. Both Sahih Hadiths, Momo taught women had reproductive fluid. If the man or women climax first, the child would either be male or female.
Oh.
That's his scientific method for determining the sex of the baby.
Wow.
High tier. These are Muhammad's miracles.
That's funny is that Cora was saying that was part of why Islam is true in her debate with the Connectleys. She's like she relied on prophecies and like scientific proofs that otherwise could not be known.
Mm-hmm.
It's like by making that her standard, she exposed her argument to so many different attacks, like the horrible inconsistencies you see.
Yeah. They talk about genealogies for like 30 minutes. I mean, I think we kind of already addressed where Matt Slick's issue was. He doesn't understand because he doesn't have any view of church history or tradition. He can't recognize that they're serving different purposes. Certain genealogical lists will actually not include the names of individuals that were of lesser import if they're serving a specific purpose. Because imagine going through like, I don't know, 100 generations of people, okay? And you're trying to talk about their ties to a specific individual, okay? Like you might not bring up like Timmy the farmer or something. Like this is just Jewish genealogy. Like you might not bring up Timmy the farmer in that list. It's not saying like, here's an exact list here to here to here. You might have some that do that. And the Jews were actually known for their genealogical records, but they're not all verbatim here to here to here to here to here. They're to serve a specific purpose. This is why even in the scriptures, you say, these are like the annals of the king of yada, 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 you know, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So let's dive into the next section here. So I think they're going to start discussing the Trinity. I'm interested to see what Matt has to say about that. Thank you so much, Christopher, for the $5 super chat. I appreciate you. Again, y'all subscribe to the channel. Smash that subscribe button right now.
And we assess each tradition on its own and see whether it goes back to the historical Jesus. But anyway, let's grant that he said that. What's the problem? Like, so what?
No, but hold on. I want to know if you say if it's right or wrong.
Okay, let's say it's right.
Well, if it's right, then Allah can't do it. Allah's outdone by preacher, isn't he?
Oh, okay. So if the greatest act of love is laying yourself down.
Oh, he's talking about can your version of Allah like lay his life down
and be incarnate and
right. He's
lay
saying
his life down.
He's saying that would like if so this is like, I mean, this is like a common rebuttal to Muslims. You basically say like, well, then your God is limited if he can't do this, because they're saying it's impossible.
Then that necessitates that God must do it, right?
The greatest act of love is self-sacrifice. That's what Jesus says. And if you grant that that's the case, then you must also grant that Allah can be outdone by a creature.
Good. Did the Father self-sacrifice?
No.
So the Father doesn't have the greatest act of love, right?
Father, you don't understand the doctrine of the Trinity, apparently.
GG's, Matt. It's over. It's over, man. It's over. No, it's over.
It's so sad.
It's just low tier slop, dude.
It's so sad. Like, I hate it, but they have to be better prepared. Like, oh, these objections are out there.
Yeah.
And they don't know how to answer them.
Yeah. So you want to lay out the issue that Matt Slick is running into. He's just kind of like dodging this entire point. But how would we highlight this? This actually goes back into what Ananda was rejecting earlier. But
yes,
you want to take a moment and just explain. Give me a second. I'm gonna step away for just a moment.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's more like a category error, right? Like, first of all, you have the Father who's like the sole source of all things, and then giving up his Son, it is a form of self-sacrifice, something that is his, right? Remember that there is oneness between the Father and the Son as well. So like Matt Slick was just like not on the ball with this one, didn't really know how to approach it. And you also can't forget St. Gregory of Nyssa is on not three gods, that every activity of the Trinity involves all three persons, right? So Christ's sacrifice on the cross, this involves also the Father as well, right? So because it involves all three persons, right? Yes, one act in the Trinity. And yeah, and it's offered up to all three persons, right? We mentioned the Soterikos Council earlier, right? So I can't fathom how people deny orthodoxy because they never heard about it. Yeah, that's a weird objection to me too. That doesn't really make much sense. I have to ask about anything, like even to evangelize someone. I mean, you can tell your friends about orthodoxy, yeah, but like going out and trying to be an apologist, you need a blessing for that. Yeah, like interpersonal evangelisms, like, yes, tell your friends about orthodoxy. You just don't purport to go around teaching people.
You talking to the dude in the chat that's saying like I'm gonna become an apologist?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know if he was saying he's going to become an apologist. You need a blessing to be an apologist. Interpersonal evangelism, yes, of course you don't need a blessing to tell your friends about orthodoxy. But if you're going to go and like try to debate people, then yes, you need a blessing. You can't go and just go and do that.
Yeah. Is it just me, or it's like these types of interactions, it just make me want to do the anti-Islam apologetics because they're so low tier? Like this guy has 116,000 subscribers. This video here is getting almost 20,000 views. It was only published about 8 hours ago. This is what does it for these people. This is high tier argumentation for Muslims. Like,
I guess
this
so.
is slop.
It's people that don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
Not clear on their doctrine of God.
Right.
Okay, what do you sure, what do you want me to explain? The Trinity is it depends on which model, but Bare Nicene Trinitarianism attests that there is one God, the Father Almighty. He is the originator of the divine essence, and that there are two divine persons who are co-equal in essence with them, homoousios, namely the Son who is eternally begotten, and the Holy Spirit that eternally spirates, and they differ in their essence by their relation of origin, filiation, and spiration, and paternity.
But it needs to be polished. So the ontological Trinity is that the Trinity is one essence, one being, one thing. There's no separate minds, no separate will. It's a simple being that God is, but we recognize distinction between the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit by their relation to one another. Okay?
So did the Father die on the cross? Did he self-sacrifice?
No, we don't affirm Patripassianism.
Okay, so the Father doesn't have the greatest self-love act, right?
No, but God, as a whole, shares a divine essence of the divine between the members.
Yeah, so because he doesn't have a doctrine of the energies, right? You just say, well, every divine activity requires all three persons, right? So there's some role that the Father plays in that. He's also the recipient of, the Trinity is it's all three persons that are the recipient of Christ's sacrifice on the cross, but like the Father is one of those.
Yeah, see, that's part of the problem. He's holding to absolute divine simplicity, which is why he's having a difficult time expressing why this isn't an issue for him.
Yeah,
he's holding to absolute divine simplicity.
Mm-hmm.
Experienced by other people. We know from John 5.
The Father experienced death on the cross? Sorry about that, Matt. Go ahead.
Alex, can you debate Cora but dress up like Scorpion from Mortal Kombat.
I would do that. I would do it, especially for you, Jim Bob. I would do that 100%. I would show up as Scorpion. I'd wear like the face breather thing.
That'd be dope.
I would do it.
Do anti-Islam apologetics, please.
All right, let me finish up the Tulip series first.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
We'll dip our toe. We'll see what happens.
Look, if you guys enjoy this stuff, if I do a tester video and it performs all right, I might end up dipping my toe into it a little bit. We'll see. We'll see. I mean, it is super low tier. My thought process is just like, I'm shocked that people actually watch God Logic, because the anti-Islam debates are always like the most low tier thing that you could possibly do. Like, it's even more low tier sometimes than a debate with like a Protestant guy, or even sometimes with like an atheist, like philosophy bro. Sometimes Muslim debates are even more low tier than that. So I'm thinking, like, who is like people that are interested in orthodoxy, people that are interested in, like, I don't know, probably like the most high tier discussions you could possibly have. Are they really going to be interested in slop Islamic polemics, like anti-Islamic polemics? I don't know.
It is entertaining, you gotta admit.
Yeah.
Not the most high tier, but he could get some moments out of it.
Yeah, that's true.
See, here's the thing. You're telling me you're not listening.
I'm listening.
You're not. Because what you're doing is you're waiting to jump on something without understanding what I'm saying. You're disingenuous because you keep doing this. You say you're not going to do it, then you continue to do it. I'm not even finished with what I'm going to say, and you already have something to respond with.
Sorry, so sometimes I get excited.
Which means you're not listening to me.
Sorry. Sometimes I get excited sometimes.
He's just trolling him. He's trolling Matt Slick.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Sorry, I get excited. He's like trying not to laugh.
Libiano, why are you
say what?
He's Libiano picking on these old men. Why are you picking on Cliff and Matt Slick? What are you doing?
You gotta admit though, that's kind of a good strategy, because these guys
Picking
have
on the old
platforms, they
guys.
just don't know anything. Wild.
Answer, and you cut me off, and the answer is telling me that you're not listening to what I'm saying. You're not interested in the dialogue.
Sorry about that. I'll try my best to be better.
You've been trying your best, but failing.
Some,
good deeds outweigh your bad. Sure, 23, because man, you're gonna be in a lot of trouble.
inshallah. May Allah forgive me. Go on. Sorry.
In John 5, are you familiar with what's called inseparable operations?
Inseparable operations, yeah. What's his name? Bo Branson speaks about it in his PhD dissertation.
Good.
It's called synergy.
He doesn't agree with Bo Branson though.
No.
Matt Slick doesn't agree with Bo Branson.
No, but they'll borrow stuff. They'll borrow.
Yeah, they try
stuff
to steal all our stuff that's good and that helps them. It can't. It's so bad. It's horrible. Use your own Western theology. Stop trying to steal our stuff.
Well, it should tell them something if they're forced to do this when their theology is pressed to its limits.
It's a good point.
It should tell them something if you're forced to borrow from Orthodox theology when your theology is pressed to its limits, when you're debating Muslims. Maybe you should just become Orthodox because your theology is deficient.
Yeah.
Islam, more like is slop. True. True.
What?
It's called synergy. God has one act by which the divine persons participate in. It's a synergistic action.
We need an off ramp from Islam to Orthodoxy. Be the off ramp, please. I'm
Good
begging
point.
you.
Yeah, if David Wood and God Logic and these guys are convincing them to not be Muslim, then maybe we can convince them to be Orthodox.
That's true.
Come in with the affirmative side.
Well, Jay's going to do a debate in Texas with that Muslim guy. Who's he debating again?
Jake and also the Quran only guy, Waleed or something.
Okay. He's debating Jake, the Muslim metaphysician.
Yeah.
JP Uncut.
Two Muslim guys. Yeah. JP Uncut's insurance policy.
We already have Fearless Truth.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, Nick already does a pretty good job.
Yeah.
I might do a show with Nick soon. We'll see.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll do some more anti-Islamic stuff.
Yeah, I get along well with Nick.
Yeah, Nick's a good dude. I like Nick for Fearless Truth.
Fine, you don't think you know what it is. So in inseparable operations, Jesus says, I can only do what I see the Father do. We see a distinction between the members of the Godhead, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. But yet, there's some way and somehow, and we just don't know, that what the Father is doing is what Jesus is doing. So when we say that Jesus is the person who died...
Is Cleve going to be Shimon's new protege? Well, you know what, dude? If Sam, if you want to come on the show and do some anti-Islam reaction stuff, feel free. We can talk about the David Wood stuff too. I don't care. Come on the show. We'll chat. I had a discussion. I offered him to come on the show to talk about his apostolic Christianity thing.
Yeah,
but he
I
didn't,
remember.
he didn't want to do that. So that's fine. If you don't want to do that, no big deal. If you want to come on the show and we could just talk about Islam or whatever, and maybe the David Wood stuff, we could do that too. And then Alex, if you want to swing by, feel free.
I'd love to.
Chill with the
legend.
Monster.
The monster.
Anti-Islam debates are a total waste of time. Debunking prots in non-denominational crowd is way more important because let's face it, they got 99 denominations, but Eastern Orthodox ain't one.
That's right. I mean, how many are left? What, do I have to debate Matt Powell now too? Like,
oh, what? This guy?
Like, no, I'm saying like if debunking prots and non-denoms, that's what I mean, Sam Farag, Kelly Powers, like, I mean, Redeem Zoomer, I guess. Like, who should I debate? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, everyone, random grandma on the street, I guess. I don't know. Well, Muslims do that though. They'll walk the park and they'll like grab grandmas and like debate them for like views.
Why are they always picking on the old people?
I don't know. They're easier. They're easier to debunk.
The cross is not saying that the divine nature as a whole did not experience in the union through the person of the Word into the union of the hypostatic union of Christ on the cross. So we don't have a hold to Patripassianism. We would hold to the issue of only the Word becoming flesh. But because the Word, which is part of the Trinity, and I use the word part, but because it'll work for now, is part of the Trinity, then we would know that God as a whole is experiencing the divine sacrifice through the participation of the Word.
Okay, so just want to be clear. You believe the Father died and sacrificed himself for our sins?
I already rejected Patripassianism.
Okay, so then it is a true proposition to say the Father did not self-sacrifice, right?
The person of the Father did not.
Okay, so is it true then to say that the person of the
He's debating Matt Slick right now, the guy that made Carm.
Father does not have potential to show the greatest act of love?
That would be a good debate. Alex O'Connor, that would be a great debate. He was supposed to
Alex Sorin and Alex O'Connor. Yeah.
Yeah, he was supposed to do a debate with Jay and then
he backed out.
Didn't want to do it anymore. I don't know.
No, God does not person. God.
Okay.
Because the issue here is about the nature of God as a being.
Oh boy.
And so it can be done. Oh, it's true. It can be done in the doctrine of the Trinity.
Good.
Because by definition in Christian thought, the Trinity is one God in three persons. So what is experienced by one, by inseparable operations, is experienced by the other. But it's only the Son that became incarnate and died.
Good. So then the Trinity as a whole is more fundamental than the person of the Father, right?
What do you mean by more fundamental?
Because you just said, well, the person, the Father, does not have the greatest act of love because he's just a person. Rather,
yeah, I used to be in that Discord back in the day doing debates. I come across Matt Slick in politics and religion. He's a goober. Yep. I used to watch when Matt Slick would jump up in the PNR debates back then. I used to do a couple of them when I ran the largest Protestant Discord on the platform. So Scripture Alone with Dr. Reverend Mike, and then I would swing into GG/debate and PNR back in the day.
God as a whole, the divine essence as a whole, has the greatest act of love. So then the divine essence as a whole shares an essential property that the Father does not have. So the essence as a whole is more fundamental than the Father.
You're confusing. The essential property of the divine nature.
Which would be an issue that he'd be able to avoid if he just held to EED. But go ahead, Alex.
And EED, and also it's the monarchical model, which it puts the persons first. So the person of the Father and not the divine nature. So it's like You can't put the divine nature prior to the persons. It's like that's what the Westerns do, is that they put the essence, the nature before the persons. Really, it's the persons that we're supposed to start with.
Mm-hmm. The orbs will become orthodox. So based. Imagine if Sam Shimon became orthodox. That would be awesome.
Is love an essential property? Sorry. I spoke too soon. My bad. My bad. I spoke.
He's just like trolling.
But he knows how to keep Matt Slick on the line and to not get him to rage quit. He's just like he's extending the conversation.
He's like, I'm sorry. Please don't quit. Please don't leave.
Sorry.
Why do you keep doing this? I spoke. You're just waiting to you're not hearing what I'm saying. I spoke too soon, Unc. Sorry. Sorry, Unc. Forgive me. How is it we're to continue having a discussion if you didn't listen to what I'm saying? And I spoke too soon. It's my bad. Again and again you do it. I'm giving you an explanation. You continually interrupt me. I'm asking you to stop it. Okay. Sorry. So what was the issue we were discussing now? Gosh. So I asked you if the
what were we talking about
is
again?
more fundamental than the persons.
You gotta admit that is kind of funny.
that is hilarious.
That is pretty funny.
I don't think it's a good question. It's not a good. What do you mean it's not a good question? I don't think it's a good question because the persons, by definition, are the fundamental nature of God Himself as being a being. The persons are the nature. No. When you're discussing the nature of God, it's always going to be a difficult thing because we know from the doctrine of the Trinity that God is one being who exists as three distinct, simultaneous, co-eternal persons. They're distinguished by their relation to one another. The essential fundamental nature of God is triune, and the expression of that is simply as we see it in time and space. I understand. Right. So you do agree that each person possesses the properties of divinity, right? Yes. So each person, for example, the Father, has maximum love, right? I don't know what maximum love means. He has love at its full potential. Now you're talking about partialism. I'm talking about the Father. Yes. Was it he? Are you talking about the person of the Father? I'm talking about the person of the Father. Does he have maximum love? Well, I'm not sure what you mean by maximum love. So I can't say yes or no, but I would say that he is love, as the Bible says God is love. So nobody can So the Father's love is uncomparable to any creature. His love surpasses any other love in existence.
So he's going to say, basically repeat himself from what he said earlier. Well, the Father didn't give his life, yada, yada. So then doesn't that contradict in your worldview, basically?
Right.
He's just repeating himself.
Yeah, God's love is surpassing any other. And the exemplification of it is the incarnation and dying for our sin, which Jesus says is the greatest act of love.
Which could be addressed if he held the EED. But Matt Slick is defending absolute divine simplicity, which is going to cause a huge issue in his paradigm.
Yeah.
Good. So the Father has potential.
Does Allah have a most right foot?
It's the most right. Yes.
To commit the greatest act of love, right? I'm sorry, the what? The Father has the ability to commit the greatest act of love. Now you're separating the person from the nature at this point. You're causing equivocation. You're conflating the issues here. I'm separating the persons? You're separating the persons. We don't need to do that because they're not separated by ontos, but by relation. So I'm not talking about the relations of the persons to one another. I'm asking about the Father.
Matt's dancing around it.
100%.
Father himself.
I don't know how much more of that dancing I want to watch. I wish I had like a timestamp I could just skip forward.
Does he have the ability to do the greatest act of love? Does he have the ability? I would say yes. So the Father has the ability to self-sacrifice and die for our sins. Yeah. Beautiful. So then you think it is metaphysically possible for the Father to assume human nature and die for our sins, right? If he had decreed it, then it would be possible in that sense. I can't reach up to heaven and see what God the Father can or cannot do. Beautiful. Will the Father ever die for our sins? No, I would assume not. Right. Okay. So the Father will never act the greatest form of love. The person of the Father won't do it. That's correct. Okay. So the Son has shown greater love than the Father.
if you want to do it by distinguishing persons, then yes, but not by distinguishing Avantas.
Oh,
Because
beautiful.
inseparable operations, what is done by one is experienced and known by the other in the Trinitarian communion, which is what we see in John 5:19 when Jesus says that he does whatever he sees the Father doing. And this is the answer to that.
Okay, beautiful. I think that's beautifully consistent. Thank you for admitting. Yeah, so I'm going to answer that now. But before that, I want to thank you for... Oh, sorry. Yeah, I'm going to answer that question now. But before that, thank you so much for admitting that the Son is more loving than the Father. That's...
No, I didn't say that. Because
you did say that.
No, I did not. The Father, Son, and Holy Spirit are ontologically one essence, and so therefore, as I keep telling you, according to the doctrine of inseparable operations, what is done by the Son is experienced and known in the Trinitarian essence. So
Anyway, we get the point. He's just equivocating and repeating himself over and over and
It's
over.
like he
again.
doesn't have the theology of icons. So like the way the Father is known is through the incarnation of the Son, right? It's through the Son that we know anything of the Father. So we know the Father's love through the Son's love, right? So if the Son lays his life down for us, that's the same way that the Father loves us. So it's because Matt Slick, he just has so many deficiencies in his doctrine of God. He doesn't have the theology of icons. He doesn't have the EED. He's not going to stand up to scrutiny in this kind of discussion.
All right. Well, I'm kind of done with the Orthodox Muslim thing. You want to talk about the God logic stuff for a little bit? Because I got some more. I got some more stuff on that we can dive into here. So God logic 2.0. Did you see this? Did you see this yet? God logic 2.0 was advertising a AI prayer tool. He's like,
I saw your short on this, or your reel.
Yeah, this thing here. Hold on. Let me share my screen right quick. Yeah, that debate was a little boring. It's the same thing over and over again. He refuses to answer. Matt Slick refuses to answer. He's like, oh, you're talking about relations of persons.
And then Matt Slick never attacks. Like,
it's just strange. Why would you stay on defense the entire time? Well,
they believe in Tawhid. That's so easy. Go attack. Like,
yeah. To be fair, he didn't. I mean, he tried to a little bit. He said, "Is Allah capable of doing this?" But that's just like asking the same question the Muslim dude asked you. Like, you should have your own stuff prepared. It seems like, was that Orthodox Muslim calling into Matt Slick space, or was that Matt Slick calling into Orthodox Muslim? Because he does both. I don't know.
Oh, I don't know.
Anyway, let's take a look at this. This is I'm gonna let this play for just a second, and then I'll.
God Logic 2 ran by his buddy Life, and he started promoting this new app, which is basically an AI prayer tool. If you don't know how to pray, it's going to generate you one with AI. First off, just get a prayer book, dude. But you see on the App Store, it says it's free. When you actually go into the app, there's...
So basically, he's advertising this PrayGate app. Okay, so God Logic 2 Life is using the platform to promote this AI prayer tool that you pay for. Okay, it's a paid AI prayer tool, $10 a month or $50 a year. So you get a little bit of a discount if you buy it like yearly or whatever. But if you're paying monthly, that's like $120 a year, just to have like a Chat GPT thing generate you a prayer to say. I thought Protestants were against the vain repetitions. That's why they don't use like the prayer book, unless they're like an Anglican or something. But they're going to pay $10 a month for a Chat GPT thing to generate them prayers to pray. And it's like, you tell the app says, like, it was super greasy. It was like, tell God what you need. Enter in the prompt. Like, what do you need from God? Ask the
it's
machine.
like tugging at the heartstrings.
Yeah. Well, so ask God what you need. And it's like, it'll generate you a prayer. Like, make it personal. Ask God what you need or whatever. Like, my uncle is going bald, Oh, here's the acathist to the balding uncle. generated by the AI machine demons.
Yeah, that's horrible. I don't get it, man.
It's just nuts. So this is
just right when you think they run out of things to do, like they come up with this now.
Yeah, exactly. AI generated prayers that you have to pay for. But this is the new grift here. I've been noticing a number of different Protestant influencers pushing AI tools or whatever for like understanding the Bible or yada yada yada. Like, why wouldn't you just use ChatGPT
instead of going to the Holy Fathers?
Right.
Instead of reading what the great Christians have left for us over the last 2,000 years, you're going to go to some demon machine.
Right. Yeah. Can AI speak in tongues for me? Yeah. Well, I'm saying like even if you were going to do the prot slop thing, why wouldn't you just use ChatGPT for free? Like, if you're already going to be deluded by the demonic machine intelligence,
yeah,
rather than just read the fathers, like rather than read the fathers or submit to the church, you want to submit to the AI demon intelligence. Why would you pay for it though if you get the same thing from ChatGPT for free already? That doesn't make any sense to me.
That's a good point.
Generate prayer for me. Uncle Billy Bob is bald. Done. Same thing. You don't have to pay $10 a month.
You have a lot of options. You have ChatGPT, you have Gemini, you have Grok.
Well, you know what's wild? Even the Roman Catholic Church has got into this. Did you see they had like the
AI priest? Yes.
Yeah.
Didn't Alex O'Connor debate the Roman Catholic AI priest?
Yeah. Ask the AI priest or whatever. Roman Catholic AI priest. Hold on. From Father Justin. Yeah, they finally got rid of it. This was news 2 days ago, I guess.
Oh, really? Interesting.
No, wait, was this? Yeah, it's just 2 days ago. Catholic answers pulls plug on Father Justin AI priest. Was this actually 2 days ago? Or is it lying to me? Less than 2 days after debut. Okay, I don't know. I don't know if this was actually 2 days ago. The search engine AI demons might be lying to me. All right. Catholic Answers pulls plug on Father Justin AI priest. So they had like an AI Catholic Answers priest that would answer your Roman Catholic questions. There was in a church, there was an AI Jesus that you could do confession to. Did you see that?
That's horrible.
In a Roman Catholic church, they had, this was like 2 years ago. Roman Catholic AI Jesus confessional. Let's see if I can find it. It was one of my older shorts. I covered this a while ago.
Why do they got to keep messing with things? Like, we have icons of Jesus. You don't have to go make some AI Jesus.
Oh yeah, here you go. AI Jesus might listen to your confession, but it can't absolve your sins. Basically, when they were doing the AI confession to an AI Jesus in the Catholic Church, a scholar chimed in and he said, well, technically under Catholic canon law, an AI can't absolve you of your sins, but you could just like yap with him if you want.
Cannot offer you sacramental absolution. I hope not. Like,
it's just wild. Let me see if they had. Okay, here you go. Here's a picture of the AI Jesus.
For an AI-powered Jesus, they are calling it Deus in Machina.
You see it? It's a screen. It's a screen with an AI-generated Jesus that you could talk to.
You're gonna go talk to this AI and confess your deepest secrets and sins. Who knows what database they have on like all of the dirt of the people in Lucerne? Like,
yeah. Well, that's true. And an AI isn't bound by the seal of confession either.
It's an AI.
So it's just a machine.
It's not a priest.
What if it bugs and gives us super penance?
It's like unlimited absolution. Oh, a super penance is gonna have to go like crawl through glass or something in the streets.
It's just crazy, dude. Was Matt Slick hyperventilating that whole time? Geez, he sounded panicked. Yeah.
Man gets stressed.
Allah made urinade, not Gatorade, dear Cleve. Drinking that camel pee, dude. Duh. AI agrees with me and the fathers don't. That's why I got to use AI. So true. So true.
I hadn't considered that. Thank you.
Yeah. AI agrees with me. ChatGPT, please find me church father that believes in sola fide.
You're Saint Augustine.
Yeah. You're Saint Augustine. He totally agrees with you. Good grief, bro. I mean, this is just, there's so much I could say about this, but I don't even think I need to say anything. Just watch.
Think of it as a part spiritual experiment and part Black Mirror episode.
So too can peace be found within your heart.
Why settle for
Now they just got, this is just slop
footage.
Slop. Okay. But the first one, this was the actual
aging parish priest, AI power?
This was the actual image though from the church that was using the AI Jesus confessional. So just nuts. So anyway, God Logic 2 selling so Life runs that account selling AI prayer tool slop. There was a bunch of reels you guys have been sending me that I want to take a moment and react to since I've got Alex here and I can torture him. You ready for the torture gauntlet of reaction videos?
I don't know if I'll ever be, but I'll muscle through it anyway.
All right, let's do it.
That said, can I just quickly mention how vindicated Jay is on being like the first one to call out God Logic on the grifting thing?
Yep.
He's
absolutely
so right. Like
absolutely.
It's just it's proven true more and more. Like just watch the things he does. He's doing putting together all the proof for us.
Correct. Yeah, he's doing like, I mean, he did the GoFundMe scam, that grift, his entire background is a background full of grifters. The guy that was the head of his dad's communion, if you want to call it that. The dude is literally a known grifter and scammer that works with Tyler Perry, that has ties to Oprah. I mean, he comes from big Eva money. This is, I mean, it's just insane that you can't see the signs here, but you still have people that want to go and defend the guy. It's wild.
Yeah.
Granted, I mean, just pray for him that you can overcome that. I don't know, man. What a mess. All right, let's take a look at this. This is a Roman Catholic Church with a pagan mass where they're chasing each other around with sticks and spears.
Em nome do Padre, do Filho e do Espírito Santo. Vocês estão bom, povo?
If you missed at the beginning, it was like a bunch of dudes in like loincloths chasing each other with spears across the sanctuary.
Pega ele! Vai com Deus! Pega, benção, vem! Benção, benções! Pega ele!
Oh, maybe it's not pagan. They're not in loincloths. They're just chasing each other with sticks. A one-piece mass. That's what it is. See, I'm so confused. I can't even tell what's going on. It's a one-piece mass. No.
Is it actually?
No,
like the
no.
anime?
No, it's not. It's not. It's hard to tell what's going on. It's just chaos.
Eu sou vigarista. Eu sou... Beleza? Então, gente, nós estamos aqui para convidar vocês para uma festança. Não sei se vocês já chegaram a ver uns vídeos nossos, vocês viram? Tem negócio.
So I don't know what's actually going on, but they're chasing each other with spears and stuff in the middle of the sanctuary. It's wild.
So why are they trying to change stuff? Like,
they got weird,
this weird compulsion to like, I'm gonna put my own personal stamp on this. How about just you received something, don't touch it, like.
Right, exactly. Well, you'd think. I mean, I think the reason it's kind of interesting to cover this kind of stuff is because they purport themselves to be traditional, when obviously that's not the case.
Yeah. It's like, hey, here's a creed. It's don't touch it, right? Leave it.
Yeah.
No, let's put let's mess with it a little bit. It's like children. They always feel the need to like touch and like, but just leave it. Stop touching all the things on the shelves at the store, Johnny. Like, just stop touching it. Just leave it the way it is.
Thank you, Mel Gibson. Now we have apocalyptic church. That's true. Here's a clown mask. Literal clown mask.
I feel like that was the most casual you've ever said. So here's a clown mask.
This was 1 day ago, by the way. So these are all very recent. These clips that people are sending me.
Wow.
This was uploaded a day ago. So clown mask in Argentina. With Father Rafael Diaz. There you go.
Do you have girls that are helping at the altar?
Oh, dude, that's so common, bro. That's
It's
so
not even
common.
worth commenting on anymore.
It's commonplace. Look, I'll show you something. Somebody was commenting on here. Look at this. Hold on. So these guys have been doing this like this is on X. These guys have been doing this like like you excommunicate the SSPX, but this is fine. You know what I mean? Like highlighting this.
Yeah.
The SSPX guys are like highlighting all these like things that are going on in the post-Vatican II modernist church, the post-Vatican II sect, as the Vatican Catholic guys say.
Yeah.
But anyway, here's this guy. Vatican II in springtime. Not one altar boy is available to play with Father for clicks. Plenty of girl altar boys. So look at this. This is like a TikTok or something that they're putting out. Oh, let me mute the copyright music. But they're all the altar girls playing around with the priest.
The altar.
Yeah. Playing around the altar with the priest for some kind of trend online. This is what we're doing. Right next to the altar, by the way. Like imagine if like the Orthodox were like doing like TikToks behind the iconostasis. That's basically the equivalent. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, they had that guy that went and pissed in St. Peter's Basilica, and they didn't even do anything about it. They just like politely escorted him out of the building.
Exactly. It's wild, dude. But yeah, it's become super common. I mean, the Leo literally did like 3 back-to-back masses with women altar servers. Did you see that?
I did not know that, but that just confirms to me more and more that you're right. Women priests are just right around the corner.
Let me see if I can find that. Leo girl altar server. He did it like 3 times back-to-back just to show it was like cool. This was Vatican Catholic. I covered this in the Catholic News.
Yeah, putting his approval on it.
Yep. First public mass of Leo assisted by altar girls. So here was one that he did. Where's the other one? Okay, here's another one. He did this again. This was the second one that he did. He did a third one. I don't have that ready to go though. But yeah, I mean, he's done this several times. This was obviously like this wasn't an accident. He's basically saying like this is normal. This should just be done. Like no big deal if the Pope can do it. You know, we just do it. So, little pagan mass here with the drink offering holding up. Well, Ooga Booga Mass. Ooga Booga Mass.
Ooga Booga Mass.
Dude, I mean, that's basically what it is. I mean, they literally are holding up like a drink offering. They got the Aztec garb on. They're dancing with the guitars. I mean, this is what we're doing in the Roman Catholic Church.
What has light to do with darkness?
And again, yeah, exactly. And again, these are all recent. This was only a day ago. This was 21 hours ago. This is all brand new. This isn't like recycling old slop. Like you see Pope Respecter crashing out and he'll share like something Elpidophoros did 6 years ago. It's always the same thing. It's always that one baptism thing that he was punished for. It's the same thing he shares over and over again.
Here's what's happening in your church 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, literally 21 hours ago.
Yeah.
See, yeah, everything at Mass leads to this moment. Somebody shared me this. I was like, it's so indicative of the spirit of Roman Catholicism is extraordinary ministers giving, like women extraordinary ministers running the church, giving communion to the lay people. I mean, right there on the hand, this is what's normative at this point. These are supposed to be like an exception or something for them. And I don't understand why they will hold this that one deaconess or whatever that ended up getting the crackdown on by the patriarch over there that's saying they can't do anything to do
Like
with
real
communion.
quick. Yeah.
You know, that kind of thing. They can't do any of that stuff. He gave the crackdown like immediately. They'll try to bring that up like a million times when functionally they have women deacons in like every single Roman Catholic church.
Yeah.
The extraordinary ministers handing out the Eucharist?
Yeah.
Who do you think is supposed to do that? It's the priest. It's an ordained deacon. I mean, it's just wild.
I guess anybody can. Any Girl Scout can hand
Yeah,
them out.
anybody.
It's like
can
Girl
have
Scout
that.
cookies.
Exactly. It's just a little snack. It's just a little snacker.
They're going to go door to door now with the body and blood of Christ. I mean, it's not actually because they don't have grace in their sacraments, but in their mind.
This is just straight up shenanigans. So true. So true. Yeah, they posted this unironically. It's wild.
They were, yes, serious.
Yeah, like the stream, smash that subscribe button, smash the goal. Only 2 more super chats to goal. Appreciate you. All right, let's take a look at this. This is a Cholo rap church, very based. This is not Roman Catholic. This
Very
is not
based.
one. It's very based Cholo rap church.
Oh. Now I'm in my element.
This is your top.
Yeah.
This is Sunday. Sundays are for church with the boys. This is your church. You got the Bone Thugs and Harmony church.
Sundays are for church with the boys.
With the boys. No ladies allowed, dude.
Oh. You guys don't know. I'm from the hood. I'm from Gainesville.
It's so funny, dude.
What you guys know about Gainesville?
That's right. That's right. That's right. This one was funny. This is a dude. This is one somebody sent me. This guy just sounds crazy. He's like, it's another deliverance dude. It's another deliverance guy, but he's just like the way he's talking. He sounds like he's about to suffocate.
Took his time to prepare the Lord. His
jumped right into
tithes
it.
and offering. Can I get a
Like, every 2 words, there's another nuke. Like, he just went right into it, too. It's just like,
to your soul? Can I get a witness, somebody? He prepared his offering. Nothing but the best in righteousness. Nothing but the best in holiness.
You can see him taking the breath.
So somebody said his voice or his voice is buffering. Is that what he said?
I like the comments. Unk, get the mic away from your mouth. It sounds like 412s in the back of the stick. Sounds like when my allergies be acting up. Oh, so funny, bro. 99% bass, 1% gospel.
They call that the golden ratio.
Good grief. Bass boosted praise.
A sacrifice. The Lord loves a sacrifice. Can I get a witness?
What a mess.
Well,
Having
the
seen-
Zell is there, that's important.
Yeah, it's certainly something. Having seen much of this stuff in person, I appreciate you continuing to call attention to it. It'll take too long without ministers is something I hear a lot. I guess Christ isn't that important. Unfortunate, dude. This is the age we live in, man. This is the age we live in. The Roman Catholic Church capitulating on this. We would be very foolish to think that there aren't people in Orthodoxy that want to try to push the same thing. So the more that you call attention to it, the less likely it is to happen, because they like to operate on this in under the cover of darkness. Basically, the people that want to try to subvert the church, they don't want you to know what they actually think and believe. This is why, I mean, we just highlighted all of this with the Latinizer movement. They won't tell you what they believe straight up.
They obfuscate, they abstract, they hide things.
Yes. So it's super important to be able to call this stuff out for as much flack that Jay gets for calling out some of the abuses that have happened within Orthodoxy. It's necessary. You need certain figures to do this type of thing. It's an accountability measure.
Mechanism.
You know what I mean? But anyway, back to this.
Can I get a witness, somebody?
Just torture the audience. Okay, that's enough.
Rip headphone users.
Yeah, sorry, headphone users. All right, let's watch this one.
Little Holy Ghost goes, if you're going to be disrupting the service, get out. Get out. Get out. If you're going to be disrupting the service, get out. Get out. Ushers, kick this lady out if she won't be quiet. Get out. Ushers, go get her and kick her out. If you're going to be disrupting a public service, number one, that's illegal. If you're going to be disrupting a church service, you got to get out. That's illegal.
Out.
You ever watch that old G.E. Patterson video? You are a false prophet. And security, take him out of here. Give our ushers a big hand clap.
This is what your Protestant church is like. 16-year-old preaching, kicking
I
out.
was gonna say,
I've always wanted to do that.
this kid is like at most what, like 19. Also, I've always wanted to do that. What?
I've always wanted to kick out a lady from the church and have the ushers drag her out. That's just a wild statement. Yeah, the dude has to be like 16 years old. He's like kicking out, like, that's illegal. You talking during my sermon. That's illegal.
I was gonna say, just like, this is not the voice of a mature man.
No.
Hallelujah. Me don't want little Holy Ghost. I want the fire. I don't want small Holy Ghost. I don't want small things. I don't want something small. I don't want a small popper. I don't want a small move of God. I don't want a small revival. I want a move of the Spirit. Hey! Hey!
So he's a Pentecostal complaining somebody talked during service? What? That doesn't make any
What
sense.
if she had a word of wisdom or a word of knowledge or something?
Yeah, exactly. She was prophesying right there.
She's gonna out Pentecostal them.
Oh my goodness, bro. That's wild. Like, so a Pentecostal throwing out a lady for talking during church, that's just, he's like, I've been waiting to do this. I was waiting for Miss Debbie from the parish council to speak up. I wanted to kick that lady out.
She made me feel stupid at the last community church council
exactly
meeting. She didn't let me have the last slice of pizza.
Get out. Get out. She didn't approve Taco Tuesday like I wanted. Kick her out of here. I've been waiting to do that.
Hey! I'm sorry on the first revival you ever had at Whitestone Church that somebody got kicked out. I'm so sorry. But it's all right. Wait, hold on. Stop. Listen. Hold on. There's the anointing. Sometimes in order to have a move of God, you got to grow your church to 2 people. But we ain't having that here. I'm glad all we did was lose 1 person.
It's just weird, dude.
You know, being ruled over by children, I'm pretty sure it says in Isaiah that this is like a judgment on a people.
Right. What a mess, dude. Well, I mean, have you seen that like child preacher? The like a little kid preacher?
Like recently? I think I saw like some special in like, it's like on Oprah in the 80s or something, but
Yeah, hold on. No, there was a Mason Locklear. I think I want to see if he has it. I want to find that. Let me see if I can find that, because that little kid was preaching in the church recently. Oh, here you go. So this is what they got. They got little kids preaching in their church here. This is a child preacher. So you're going to show up to your Protestant church. It's led by, how old is this kid? I don't even know, like 8 years old, 9 years old. He's got to be real young. But listen to him.
Up to me. I just wanna point this out. Don't add up to me. You say that you're a Christian, right? Say that you're a Christian. I want you to listen to me good. You say you're a Christian, but you're gay.
Hey, never mind. This one might be acceptable.
Oh my goodness.
You say you're Christian,
but you're gay.
but you're gay.
All right.
You married a woman, you married a man, but you say you're a Christian. Wait a minute, now that don't add up. I mean, go read Leviticus 18 and 22 and see what it says. Go read Romans 1, 26 through 27 and see what it says. Be careful who you let in the chamber of your marriage. I've had people to look at me and say, Mason, don't you know you got to have license to preach? Huh? License to preach? I don't need no license to preach. There ain't no other man can tell me how to preach. And I'm sorry. The Lord called me to preach and nobody else called me but the Lord. My mama didn't do it. My mama didn't sign me up for it. My daddy didn't sign me up for it. And let me tell you something, the most best thing that ever happened in my life is when I let Jesus in the chamber of my life. I wasn't worried about my friends. I wasn't worried about the home. Let me tell you something, that's the best thing that you could ever do. You say, let me tell you something, I tried everything in 2025, but you didn't try Jesus. Boy, if that don't get you excited, your wood's wet. I'm just sorry to tell you.
If that don't get you excited, your wood's wet.
You know, I sense he would make a great ortho bro in the future.
There you go. We just got to win him over for the Lord.
Next generation of converts.
Good grief. Well, I mean, to be fair, he's like a 9-year-old kid. He's very articulate. That's impressive in and of its own right. But why is he leading the church? Why is he leading a church? Protestants, why are you allowing 9-year-olds to lead your church? What is going on?
They don't think this is controversial. I know the Church of Christ people would not consider themselves Protestant, but let's be serious for a second. They are neo-Protestants. They started their own church, whatever. In my debate with Aaron Gallagher, I brought up that, hey, there are like kids like 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 that have voting rights in church governance and decisions. The church, at least in part, is being led by children. You see that in the book of Acts. Guys, do you see this? Children preachers in the book of Acts? Where's your bibliostolic succession? This is what the bibliostolic succession teaches you?
Yeah.
I've seen enough making debate.
That's funny.
I don't know, kid. Why are you calling in?
Be careful who you let in the chamber of your marriage. They say that little boy's excited, ain't he? They say that little boy gets taller each and every time you see him when he's in the pulpit. I told one time, I said, you might be right. But number 3.
Father Tom, new from Mattel, my first pulpit. Nice. Good grief.
I'm at number 4. And I'm wrapping this.
Sell like hotcakes in the Bible Belt.
You let in the chamber of your church. You gotta be careful who you let in the pulpit nowadays.
But the kid's fine. Having the kid
pulpit.
You got to be careful who you let in the pulpit nowadays, but having children preach, that's right. That's good. That's right.
You got to be careful who you let come and sing for you nowadays. You'll have a preacher coming up to you. He'll say, I've got my crowd coming to sing for me. And it's something you might not be used to. They come in there with pants on, holes in the knees. You say, I ain't never been used to this. But that's what's going on in your churches nowadays. You got them running in the aisles with flags, waving them in the air like this. You got your fog lights in there. Got your smoke machines. But let me tell you something. That's what's going on. It just now didn't start. It's
Not non-denoms. You got child preachers making fun of you with your smoke machines and your flag wavers.
I was gonna say he's on to something.
Yeah, he ain't wrong. He ain't wrong about that. That boy's spitting truth right now.
He's not wrong about that.
We gonna get these kids preaching now, boy.
been going on for a long time. But you see, people so worried, so worried that I'm going to lose my members. I'm going to lose my offering plate. Man, you lost your mind. I'm doing this for the Lord. I ain't doing it for nobody else. I'm not doing it for you. I'm not doing it for my uncle. I'm not doing it for the money. I'm doing it for the Lord.
For the money?
But see, nowadays you allow people to get in the pulpit and the gay. You allow people, Sunday school teachers, to go back there and teach your youngins, and they're gay. You allow people to get up in the choir, that they're letting these things go on in their home, their marriage, their friends, but then they want to bring it down to the church house. What you think that little youngin's going to look up to them and say, well, I think I can do that. I think I'm allowed that to go on in my home. I think I'm allowed that to go on in my chamber.
He's right. That's right. That's based. We need more child preachers, dude. We got to get these child preachers in here, dude.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean it's wild. I mean, the stuff he's saying ain't exactly wrong, except for the blatant hypocrisy of you gotta let be careful who you're letting up in the pulpit while it's a
In the
literal
pulpit.
in the pulpit. In the pulpit.
Yeah. But I mean, don't be gay, based. No fog machines, based.
Just saying.
Laser lights show. Fog lights is what he called
Make him an OO deacon right now. Oh, it's funny. As a Mexican, it's crazy how my family critiques my evangelical parents. Pray for them while attending a Novus Ordo Cumbia mass. Please pray for us. Yeah, that's wild. Novus Ordo is just absolutely bonkers.
They're out of control.
Have you considered he's an old man cursed by a witch to be young? Fair point. He is super articulate for a kid. That is
Also,
very odd.
That watch, I don't think is a typical kid garb.
No.
I could see a kid wearing a collared shirt or something, but that watch, he's got a business.
You got the Benjamin Button going on,
But
dude.
he's not doing it for the money.
That's right.
Unlike some people we know. Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
Those people don't pussyfoot around, They're building a business.
Don't add up to me. I just wanna point this out. Don't add up to me. You say that you're a Christian, right? Say that you're a Christian. I want you to listen to me good. You say you're a Christian, but you're gay.
It's so funny. I want.
That's the greatest.
I want to tell this kid's Call of Duty lobby things. I don't get your comment. You want to have him do a Call of Duty lobby? I don't understand what you're saying. I can't wait for the Baptist style firebrand, but Orthodox. Well, what, just somebody who just ranting like that? Or somebody that's super bold about this kind of stuff? Yeah, it would be good to have somebody outspoken, but at the same time, I feel like we kind of all are about this anyway. We all kind of are. Are you just talking about somebody who screams about it? I don't know. I feel like we're all pretty outspoken about Skittle stuff. Alex, what are your thoughts on this?
Maybe we should scream more, I guess.
That's right. We should scream. How you gonna be a Christian, but you're gay? Whoa! Be careful who you let in the pulpit. Careful who you let in the pulpit. That's right.
I'm gonna have to deliver all my arguments like that from now on. You don't have no shmika.
That's right.
You made your own church.
The funny thing is he's basically operating at the same caliber as most of these adult preachers. Honestly, it's scathing indictment on them. Yeah, I was just thinking
That's a good point.
He's better than most adult preachers, like the cadence and stuff, the delivery.
Yeah, and it shows that it's like this is just a skill that can be learned.
Correct. Yep.
Yeah, just a shtick.
Yep, it's just a skill. Greetings from Paul. I got one more thing I wanna review, and then we can wrap up. So I've been doing the deliverance ministry stuff.
Yes.
So Muslims do the same thing. I don't know if you're familiar, but Muslims literally they have the same thing. There is a so in their own hadiths they call the Kurds demons. Okay, but there's this guy that's a Kurdish Muslim that casts out jinns. So it's a demon casting out demons. This is like a big YouTube thing. This is hold on. Here you go. This was this guy here. Horror, very scary, 18 plus. Jinn attacks Dr. Ali now. In this boy's body, he speaks directly.
Did that say 3 million views, or am I faded?
Yeah,
35 million views.
35 million views. Yeah. 35 million people watching this. Oh, the jinn almost got him. Inshallah, the jinn almost got him. Inshallah.
If you would have drank the camel piss, this never would have happened.
Yeah, exactly. All right, let's watch this. So this isn't very long. There's another one. Father Tom, you were telling me about another one where the guy was like pulling some lady's hair. Send that to me if you have it. I want to pull that up too. But this is he's like casting out. This is the Kurdish Muslim guy, Dr. Ali. Horror, very scary. The jinn attacks Dr. Ali.
Very scary.
Good grief, dude. Good grief. I mean, it's
manifesting.
Muslim Pentecostals, basically.
Yeah.
The jinn attacked him. The jinn attacked him.
He faked him out. Faked him out.
The jinn attacked him. Did you see that?
Very scary. Horror, very scary.
Dude, the jinn literally grabbed him. He tried to grab him, dude.
شوف هذا الجن يضربني هسه يطيب منين شو اسمه هذا مو عباس هذا الجن هسه عباس يطيب ان شاء الله اخرج جاي والجن واذا مرضت فهو يشفي
يهودي اصلي قائد مساعد ما حد يدلي.
Oh, sassy jinn trying to slap him. Pa 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 pa. Sassy jinn. You got that sassy jinn over there, dude. He's trying to slap
He
you.
had like
dude.
the loose wrist. He's like
look at
it wasn't even a manly slap. It was like the gay slap. That's dude, the child preacher would not be impressed with that slap.
هذا الجن شوف ضربني لحد افرح يجي هذا الجن ما واذا مرضت فهو يشفي.
He's just laughing out. He's like, ah.
Just a little smooch, yeah.
وإذا مرضت فهو يشفيني وننزل من القرآن ما هو شفاء ويطمئنني ولا يزيد الظالمين إلا خسارة. هسه شوف هذا الجن شوف هسه يطلب يعني يهودي إذا تستسلم قل لا إله إلا الله. لا استسلم على دين الإسلام شو ما يستسلم يقول لاني يهودي احترامي للإسرائيلي واليهودي. الجن يعني نحب كل الناس يهودي مسلم مسيحي هدفنا خدمة البشرية. بس اخرج يا عدو الله اخرج يا أيها الجن استسلم. شو اسمك؟ شعلية هسه اضربك والله. اخرج استسلم لو تخرج لو اضربك. شو اسمه استاذ عباس؟ اذا ما تخرج من جسد عباس ابني حبيبي باي مكان جايني.
Barked at him.
Interesting. Barked at him. Well, aren't they afraid of dogs?
Yeah, that's probably why he did it.
Checks out.
Because the black dog is supposed to be a demon.
Indeed.
So in their culture, like the black dogs are demons.
Yeah.
يعني ما اخاف منك بس ما تضربني. يلا استسلم على دين الاسلام. يلا خلاص انت رجل ومرأة. رجل ما استسلم كم صار فيك استاذ؟
صار له اسبوع هيك وقاعد صار له 5 شهور يعني يقول
5 شهور هسه واحد ابنك يقيم وش اسمه ابنه؟ عباس وننزل من القران ما هو شفاء ورحمه للمؤمنين ولا يزيد الظالمين الا خسارا. والله هذا مو عباس هذا جن هسه طلع هذا جن يهودي شوف هذا جن شوف شو يسوي هسه ابنه يطيب باذن الله.
Basically, you get the point. You got the Muslim Pentecostals.
I didn't know that they could do. How can they do exorcisms? If like I get like the Pentecostals, they're like, well, we have the power of the Holy Spirit, so we can cast out and command the demons because Jesus conquered the deep. Like they have some twisted rationalization for it, right? But like, what reasoning do they have for it? You need a scholar to come cast out a demon?
I don't know, man. I think they're just making it up as they go. I mean, first off, the guys occurred, so it's and
the
according
demon
to
casting out a demon.
Yes, in their own theology, it's a demon casting out a demon. So it doesn't make any sense. The only thing I could think of is they want to ape the style of the charismatics, and this is literally Saint Seraphim Rose, religion of the future. Charismaticism bridges all of them into one world religion.
Yeah, they're all the same.
It's the commonality.
Yeah,
it's the commonality. And then he's healed. I'm healed.
This guy says, "Is this Dearborn?"
This guy has 3.5 million subscribers. This guy here.
What are we doing wrong, Cleve?
we gotta cast out these demons.
I guess so.
A boy turns into a djinn. I want to see the one where he pulls a lady's hair. Is it this one? Is it this one where he's pulling people's hair? Oh, I don't want to see him exercise kids. That's sad. A boy turns into a djinn.
اخوكم مستمعين ما كان جاي من الجن يكرهونني استاذ بس عوفه شوي دقيقه واحده شوف يسوي لي اذا جن تعال استسلم على دين الاسلام واذا مريض
Is he wearing gloves?
Yeah, that's what I was just gonna say. He's wearing like doctor's gloves. Like this makes him more official.
I mean, he is Dr. So-and-so, right?
They all call themselves that. Why do they do that? Dr. Malik.
They're not actually doctors. It's just I think they want the gravitas without actually putting in the work.
Yep. Exactly. It's a LARP.
Yeah.
Oh, the djinn almost got him.
So powerful.
You got the demon wearing Gucci over there, dude. You see that?
Yeah.
That djinn's wearing Gucci, dude.
Decked
لو أنزلنا هذا القرآن على جبل رأيته خاشعا متصدعا من خشية الله وتلك الأمثال نضربها
Look at the camera for me.
للناس لعلهم يتفكرون أستاذ ما ناخذ واحد ازدحام نشوف هسه أخونا يطيب إن شاء الله يقول ما خلينا مرقين شريفين وأطباء مشرفين ولكن الجن هذا اجتهاد ما تأجي الجن ما يخرج بالقرآن اسمه
They got him laying in the ground, laying on the bed. He's like slapping his legs.
I think that's Goosey.
That's he's healed.
Little smooch.
Gives him the little smoochy. Look, he's all healed. Oh, he's just how sweet.
Now give him some hot porridge or something. Some warm milk and put him to bed.
I don't think he's actually exercising a kid in this one. Let me fast forward. Oh, he is. That's sad. Oh, wait. Are these all? I want to find out which one he's like pulling their hair. So there's like nothing wrong with this person? I don't get it. This one's dumb. Why does this have 14 million views? Fear moved away. A boy turns into a jinn cat. Turns into a jinn cat. We got furry demons in Islam.
I was gonna make the connection. This is interesting. A person who thinks they're an animal. Where have I heard that before?
Yeah, exactly. We gotta send the Latinizers over to Dr. Who's this guy? Dr. Mala.
Mala Ali Kurdistani.
Oh my god. Dude, that's wild.
Yeah, they're right in the comments section. They say he's just a furry. He's just a furry.
Send this guy over to FurryCon. You cast him out by smooching him.
Just a little smooch him away.
That's right. Come here, I'll heal you. I'll heal you, boy. That's how he's doing it. He hissed and then he kisses him.
He hissed and then he kissed.
Oh my god.
You know,
Muslims, what the heck are we doing here?
I still get surprised by things. Why am I still being surprised by things?
Oh my goodness, bro. He just hits his. That's how you heal it. You just give him a little kiss and he's all better. Why think you doing it?
قل أوحي إلي أنه استمع نفر من الجن فقالوا إنا سمعنا قرآنا عجبا نرجع آمنا به أحدا ونتخذ صاحبة ولا ولد ذكر الجن يا الله لا إله إلا الله.
Get back, woman.
And that's pretty much it. He goes and he lays him down. He's healed.
If the guy had, if he had more mascara, it might have been easier. I think
that's true. That's true. It was blocking. It was blocking his healing kisses.
Yes.
He had too much mascara. It was preventing his healing kisses from taking effect.
Indeed.
Horror, very scary. Man, Jan attacks Dr. Ali. I want to find the one where he's just like pulling the lady's hair. Jinn attacks a jinn. Yeah, I mean, this is just what he does. You know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of like the Coptic video that we did with the where they were doing the stuff at the mountain. Remember that?
Yes.
Where they were the Coptic priest was like, making the guy's leg levitate. That's what it reminds me.
Yes, the levitating leg. Yeah.
This is the miracle that proves. I can't wait for the firebrand homily. So he's saying like the fire and brimstone preaching. Yeah. Is it blasphemy when I talk to a prot on the internet and refer to them as father just to troll? Why are you calling them father?
To troll them.
I don't
Because they say you can't call anybody father, and he's, oh yeah, father.
Well, I guess it's better than calling him daddy. I don't know. It's strange. You say you're Christian, but you say you're Christian, but you're gay. Needs to be on Alex's soundboard. If I remember, I'll try to add it to mine. That'll be fun.
I have to update mine. I got a lot of clips I could add.
Dude, I keep forgetting. This guy versus the one with the laser gun. That was a good beep, 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 beep. Yeah.
With the lights.
Yeah. That was good. Dr. Ali and Gene Kitty kissing.
Kissing.
Yeah, Lord of mercy. All right, I'm done. I've had enough. It's over. No more.
It's over.
All right, so we've covered a lot today. I appreciate you coming on, Alex. What do you got coming up next, dude?
Probably in
That's the video. Okay, now I have to hold on. I have to wait and find this. Okay, what's this guy's name? It's gonna be so hard to find it.
Dr. Ali.
Hold on. Hold on. Most powerful video in the world? No. Do you have the link? Can you send me the link? Dr. Ali, or I'll just do Dr. Ali. What is it? Beautiful girl for the first time speaks something strange. Let's see if I can find it. Okay, here you go. There, he's just got the finger. He's just got the finger in the mouth. Hold on, let me share my screen. It's just so strange. All right, here you go. Beautiful girl for the first time speaks something strange. He's just got his finger in her mouth.
This is not appropriate.
Why
is he bumping her head so hard?
يا أيها الناس قد جاءتكم موعظة من ربكم وشفاء لما في الصدور وهدى ورحمة للمؤمنين. يا الله يا الله بسم الله لحد لا ماكو ستأسى صوتي بس يقيني يا أخوة عظيمة لأن إلى ذي بتصيبك بإذن شيء
more mascara.
يعني بس صار علاجه كم سنة نبي خواه سلم يخي بلو يكم أو تصوير لك كان يعني دق بنكر استمع ما خمد نبي خواه شر مسار نكي خواه إذا ما رسل جياب
Bobbing her so hard, dude.
خواه القرآن خواه ما نستعلش بندش الزعيف في جناح باري بيكس كسمانه مخواه بإذن خواه بإذن الله تعالى بإذن قوري خواه إذا ما بكري قصيدك أبا قوري خواه تيجي نقول يا الله الله أكبر إيش تعمل إيش تعمل.
He's like getting frustrated. He's like, all right, I'll smack you harder, I guess.
You just smack her even harder.
Oh my gosh.
وننزل من القرآن ما وشفاء ورحمة للمؤمنين ولا يزيد الظالمين إلا خسارة. جدا من يا الله الله أكبر باتك قربانك بسابها الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله محمد رسول الله شيء جدا بدرسك شعاري بين رتوني
أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وأشهد أن محمد رسول الله.
قربان لو يعني خوشوا لما تشيل.
All right, there you go. I think that was pretty much it for that one. That's pretty funny. That's pretty wild. Well, it's not funny. It's sad, but
it's all just shenanigans. It's they're tricking these people.
Pop, pop, pop. I mean, that's how you got to do it, dude. You got to smack the demons out of her brain. And
it's
then
crazy.
How does it not hurt his finger? Like he's got his finger in her mouth.
I know. How's it not bitten off? Like,
good grief, dude. All right. After that, wait, get on the magic carpet. We're casting out Jinn, Habibi. Well, dude, it is kind of crazy to think how accurate St. Seraphim Rowe's writings on the religion of the future and charismaticism art literally has infected like everything. Like I guarantee if I look far enough, I'd be able to find charismatic Buddhists. Like I could probably find like charismatic Hindus are already charismatic. They already do it.
It's the religion of the future.
Yeah. It's going to bridge all the religions into one big one world blob. So
yeah, in a bad way.
Exactly. Terrible. All right, Alex, what you got coming up, dude?
Well, I'm kind of cool with the debates a little bit, as nobody else wants to debate me. But I have some in-person debates, like DebateCon 9. I think it's 9 in October. I'm going to be there. So that's in a few months here. Then an in-person debate also with Modern Day Debates probably in December. So look out for those. Probably going to be doing some more of these edutainment videos that I used to. I got to finish up the Tulip series. And then probably get into some Islam apologetics. It's contra Islam.
Yeah. You're like, now I have to avenge this girl.
They bopped her in the head too hard, one too many times.
You were bringing me out of retirement, boy.
I'm the Punisher, but like
I gotta avenge her. But
yes.
I appreciate you coming on the show, dude. This was fun.
Yeah.
If you guys haven't already, go ahead and smash that subscribe button. Go subscribe to Alex Sorin. He does some good work. doing some interesting debate. Where's your debate con debate going to be at? What was it?
Orlando by you, my friend.
Nice, nice. Well, that means we got to chill then, dude. We got to
absolutely.
I'll see if I can maybe get some tickets to that thing and just go hang out. So if
we'll have to do a collab,
yeah,
in-person collab.
There you go, dude. Yeah,
Jay will probably be there.
I think you will.
I think that's when he's debating David Wood, right? Was it October?
Yeah, I think December? It will be. I don't know. Is it? I don't know. If you guys want to come hang out, you can check out the tickets for Modern Day Debate in October. I know they're doing one sooner than that in Texas.
Like in a few weeks. Yeah.
So, all right, guys. Until next time.